Sweet. Welcome back, guys. We're in the middle of the Grasp of the Starved campaign. It's our first episode streaming it. Does anybody here remember the last session we played?
I can find out.
I can run through it real quick. Just a quick recap.
You're going north.
We're going north, yeah.
You guys are heading north. You're traveling from the tower. You are in Legatio now, about to head north to Nyx. You guys were traveling with the leader of the Rangers Guild, Graham. You guys were ambushed shortly after leaving the tower in the fields before Legatio. Graham fell in battle and died, along with most of the group except for yourself and two of the Grey Cloaked Rangers traveling with, who are now carrying Graham's body. Upon reaching Legatio, you guys were stopped. Legatio is now under military control by...
Isn't it the church military?
The church, yep. The Church of the Divine Five. They have moved in from Artis, the religious capital just farther down the coast, and are now basically enforcing martial law in the city by orders of the Lord that's running Legatio. You guys were allowed in because you are members of the Rangers Guild, or at least the members of the Rangers Guild operating on their orders. They were allowed in. You guys were escorted to a tavern, the same one that you stayed at the last time you were there in Legatio, down in the slums. You were told you could rest there, but come the following day you would need to leave, and you would be re-escorted to the docks, where you will be put on the boat that's coming for you by order of the Rangers Guild, and then watched as you leave the city.
Yes.
So you guys were ordered to quarter and long rest in the tavern. You guys got there early in the day because you ended up pushing through the night. And so you're long resting throughout the day, and then that evening is when the small raft is supposed to arrive in Legatio to pick you guys up.
Sweet. I think I picked up a contract.
You did.
To kill someone.
Yeah. You, from your Assassin's Guild, you picked up a contract worth 50,000. Yeah, it's 50,000 gold. A Grey Cloak Ranger, which those in the Rangers Guild would know are the highest rank of Rangers, is wanted dead or alive. Last seen on the just north of the forest, before the frozen plains, going on to the mountain range that separates regular Spey from kind of the frigid northern ice plains that populate the glacial region. Pretty inhospitable, nobody actually lives there. Yehan's partner was found dead in the snow with an arrow in his back, an arrow similar to that carried by Grey Cloaks. And there was a couple footprints that led north in the snow, but then disappeared in the powder. So he's wanted, dead or alive, last seen up there in the frigid plains. No more information on it, other than he's really dangerous. The contract was offered by Graham, the leader of the Rangers Guild, on behalf of the Rangers Guild. So even though Graham is dead, the contract still stands because it's a contract put out by the guild itself. Yeah, you guys leveled up, and you long rested in the tavern, so make sure everybody is long rested.
Right.
Guys awake. It is now evening, about dinner time. The two rangers that you were traveling with, they are downstairs currently eating. You guys got, I believe, 2 rooms, one for you 4, and then the Rangers got their own room for themselves and Graham's body.
And you said we're in Legatio still?
You are in Legatio, yes.
They're waiting for the rafts.
Yes, so there was a small charter boat that was going to pick you up late at night, in the evening of Legatio, and then get you to Port Novus. For the most part in this journey, you guys have been traveling by night and trying to stay low during the day. As you were traveling north to Nyx, specifically to address the issues of giant creatures wandering out of the Giant's Grotto, which is a section of forest east of the Yew Woods that surround Nyx. Being that he was a guild leader, you guys are all prominent figures and have a lot of information on the ongoings of what you guys now know is called the Fold, the Council of Guild Leaders. There was a lot of paranoia about potentially spies or agents and enforcers of whatever this Black Hand is that seems to be reoccurring, along partnered with death and destruction throughout the land. There was a worry that they might be hunting you or you might be ambushed. You guys traveled as carefully as you could, and yet somehow they were waiting for you just outside the city limits of Legatio. The Rangers mentioned that there's no way that anybody could have gotten on your trail that quick, since you never spent a night in a town. Nobody should know that you guys were traveling. Therefore, it was their assumption that there is some spy within the council that was able to pass out that information before you guys even left the tower. Yeah.
We should probably send a message back to the tower and the council saying there's a rat amongst them, or a spy for the bad guys, because we got found out.
Well, I have sending, so I could send a message. It's just which one would we send it to?
Right, don't know which one to trust. Also, we should probably let them know that Graham died, which, being the leader of a Rangers Guild, might be kind of a big deal for them.
Probably.
Probably. We might have to hold elections soon.
Well, I think their group would probably already know. We have people. They have people here already. But the heads would be a different story. What is the ratty assistant that we always talk to? I guess he's not ratty. I just his personality. What's his name again?
Terrace.
Terrace seems like the best person to probably send something to.
I agree. Definitely.
Only because he seems to be a very big rule follower, and I can't see him being the one. But I could. I don't know. Should we send a message to him?
I think so. Just because he's been helping us out the most, I feel like he's definitely on the side of good.
Okay.
I realize that being this is the first session we're streaming, most people won't know your characters or who you're playing. So you guys actually want to take a second and introduce your character, race, class.
Give me a second, I can share a screen with your picture on Beyond as well. So.
I don't think Manny has a picture on D&D Beyond, but...
Well, I was about to say, I don't know if mine should be shared because I think I just stole it off the interwebs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Until I learn to draw my own characters.
Draw us all characters for each of the campaigns.
And to be fair, I think all of our pictures from even the other campaign are mostly just...
It's true.
These
No,
ones
I
were-
think he used the AI ones, though,
Oh,
Yeah.
my characters...
which isn't great,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I mean, you can definitely do it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Beware, people of the interwebs.
Yeah. Let's see.
Do you want to go first, and we'll go this way so that Katie's last and can pretend that she's been sitting here the whole time, even
Yeah.
though we know she's not.
Yeah, we can do that.
All the people know she's not.
Yeah.
So I'm playing as Manny, who is He was one of the protectors of his hometown, which is a swamp on the eastern coast of Spey. He stumbled across the rest of the party after they came out of a crypt, and so he just kind of took them back to the village. He was very brave and well known for his village for being a very wise and adventurer for going past a river. So he decided that he was just gonna pack his things up, leave home, and join the crew. So he's a Furbolg druid, Circle of the Moon. So he likes turning into like dire wolves mostly. Any animal that he's come across, like in the swamps before, he's had to fight. He's had to defend the village from bears. So he likes turning into bears from time to time. But he's very big into coffee and mud soup and cold baths, I think, or cold mud baths is his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how he cleans
So
it
far,
off.
it's the thing. So far.
That's pretty much Manny.
Whoa. Better at that. Hi, I'm Collin, and I play Sal'enna, Snake Ward, and she is a female Yuan-Ti pureblood wizard, and specifically, she is a necromancer. Part of the fun part about playing Sal in this particular campaign is that she has amnesia, which gives our lovely DM Luke over here the ability to help with backstory and throw in some flavor when I'm not prepared for it. So it's been really fun learning snippets of kind of Sal's background as we progressed. She started off pretty rough. Lots of people freaked out about her, and I would say after however many sessions we've had so far, not much has changed, but she at least likes the people she's traveling with, in how she could potentially be showing that she likes the people she's traveling with. She is what I would describe as a difficult character because she doesn't necessarily intuitively understand the social norms, nor really accepts the fact that anybody else has feelings or wants outside of her own feelings and wants. So this has been a very fun character to play for me, and I have a gracious DM that allows me to play necromancer. So, thank you.
Hi, I'm Krista. I play Fenix. She's a Furbog from the other continent, way up in the northern mountains, and she is pretty obsessed with healing and death practices from around the world. And so she set off to travel to start seeing how other people use healing herbs and how they heal those that are sick, but also like what they do when somebody dies and how they can bring them back. So she's just been traveling doing that. One thing you'll notice about her, that I've used a character trait, but it is whatever accent Luke is using, I tend to use also. But as a far traveler, we've just written that as part of her story of that's what she does to fit into places. So you'll see her voice changes a lot. Character is what I say. But she doesn't know who her god is, and so that is her mission as she travels to learn about the death practices, is to figure out what God has granted her the powers of being a cleric. Nailed it. Your turn.
Totally been sitting here. I play Swift Stone, who's a Tabaxi ranger, and she's kind of quiet and mysterious and lurking in the background most of the time. And she's just here to be able to adventure and see new places and fight.
She also slaps when it comes to combat.
Yeah.
Absolutely slaps.
From above.
From above.
Yes.
Excellent. Yeah.
Do you happen to know what session we're on?
I could not tell you what
Session, none
session
of your business.
we're on. It's been a number of sessions.
I know which one I'm on, but it's different from y'all.
notes.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at taking notes.
The overall concept of this campaign that's occurred so far, just to give a brief summary, Domum is a long-standing continent with thousands of years of rich history. In the last 300 to 400 years, a new continent of Spey was discovered across the sea to the east. Since then, ships have been traveling east to populate Spey. There are 7 major cities that have popped up, including a 8th city, which is essentially just a religious capital. Imagine it's all essentially just churches and religion and populated by people that worship the primary religion of this world, which is known as the primary religion of this world, which is known as the Divine Five. Back in Domum, the main capital works in tandem with the church to kind of create the ruling environment. However, freedom of religion is very much a thing, and so anybody can worship anything. It just happens to be that that's the primary one that is tied in a lot with the government. And so now that Spey is becoming populated, these cities are their own free people. They're not under any overreaching government that controls everything, and so the Divine Five has also made their attempt to leave their footprint in Spey and with the people. A lot of people move to Spey for the whole purpose of moving away from a centralized government or a centralized religion, and so sometimes they're not greeted very nicely in Spey. Our players arrived in Spey. They immediately were essentially kidnapped, woke up on a ghost ship of sorts. It was a ship that had no crew, was falling apart at the seams. They took rafts and escaped to the city, exploring the world a little bit. They started seeing some reoccurring themes: undead, zombies, and monsters bearing a black handprint as a mark. Exploring further, they found out that Spey used to be populated thousands of years ago by an ancient elven alliance that has since fallen into ruin. They've explored some historic cities that are not populated but were obviously there from the elven alliance that existed thousands of years ago. There they found a little bit more history, that in Spey, unlike Domum that worships the Divine Five, Spey worshipped a sect of gods called the Guiding Hand. There are an extreme amount of similarities between the Guiding Hand and the Black Hand that seems to be popping up, but nothing's really confirmed whether it's the same or it's different, or people faking it, or to that end. They haven't found anything that directly confirms if one is the same or if it's different. There's a city called the Tower that is a tower that rises up into the sky and seems to have no ceiling to it. This is where the Wizards Guild has taken up refuge. So it's the Arcanium School of Magic. They seem to have formed a council with a lot of the other guild leaders from around Spey to create a group that has the betterment of Spey in mind. And so they've been tracking a lot of incidents involving this mysterious Black Hand. Our party just recently got invited into that circle, that council, because they seem to have a lot of encounters with it and have a lot of information that the council doesn't. Most recently, the city of Vestidas was leveled. It was burned to the ground by a horde of undead that seemed to be emerging out of the desert that surrounds it. This sparked a very serious council meeting where our players were invited. They agreed to start working directly with the council to figure out what is going on with the Black Hand, what's causing these things. And then most recently, they started traveling north with the leader of the Rangers Guild to the northern city of Nyx, who sits on the borders between the frigid plains of the north, very much in Giants territory. The Giants have been acting awry. Giant creatures have been coming out of the forest in areas that they're not supposed to be. Generally, the Giants are like shepherds, and they corral and keep their creatures northward or in their area. And so they've asked for our party's help to figure out what the cause is and what's going on and help put a stop to it. they were ambushed on the road leaving the tower to Legatio. The leader of the Rangers guild was killed. He seemed to be almost targeted down by some of the creatures that fought him, one of which being a undead-esque creature. It seemed to be revived, but it also had no free will, so it was under some amount of control.
But not like just regular undead, right? Like it
Yeah.
was like a super undead.
He wasn't undead in the fact that he was dead. He was revived. He was obviously someone who had died in the past and then was revived. But he also had no free will like you would see with a normal revivication. Instead, it seemed that he had no free will and was under some sort of enchantment like you would see with undead. So somewhere crossing the bounds between control and actual undead. The party's now stopped in Legatio. You guys have taken a long rest. You guys have gotten up. It is evening. You guys just had a brief conversation before we started pulling you out of the game again. And we're ready to jump back into it.
Sweet.
So, would we like me to send a message?
Just player to DM.
Mhm.
I will also be joining John and taking notes in the future, so. Yeah.
Good
Well,
luck
Mary.
getting me to do it.
You used to.
I know, but they're not very good, and then I just draw them.
Yeah.
So,
I think sending a message back with the capital would be good because we can kind of give them a progress report, but also know that the council's being targeted, or at least their activities are known of.
You said it's evening time?
It is. It is past dinner.
and what was
And we made it, we went to the end that I originally found rat soup from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Terrace. Yeah.
I'd just be off in the corner. I have no interest about necessarily informing. That sounds much more like lawful good to me than Sal's interested in participating in it.
Since we're just waking up, we can have some good old cold mud coffee.
No, I won't.
There's plenty to go around.
If there's not a rat in it, I'm not interested. And if there's blood in it,
Who's the group that is controlling the city right now?
So currently, so the city itself of Legatio falls under House Trepish, is his name. And so he's still technically in charge of the city. However, with his authority, the religious zealots of the Divine Five.
The Kleenex on the second shelf.
To knock him over.
The religious zealots out of the Divine Five capital artists have essentially taken over in a way that they're enforcing martial law in the city of Legatio. However, all of this has been received the stamp of approval from the Lord of Legatio, which is Lord Trepish.
Okay. I'm going to send a message to Terrace. I only have 25 words, which is horrible. Okay.
thanks for that.
Thank you. On the road, we were attacked. Graham dead. In Legatio, it is under religious military control. Just wanting to inform you, going north tonight.
There's a quiet pause. Thanks for the heads up. Best of luck traveling north. We will discuss this revelation.
Isn't there a boat we're supposed to be catching this morning?
I think it's tonight, and I mean, we woke up. I think they have to all come and get us. For some reason, we are being held as prisoners-ish. I don't know what that term. I guess we're not really prisoners, but we're being watched. So we'll just wait until we get collected. We can go wait downstairs. You can get some rat soup. What's your favorite place for rat soup?
I didn't say it was my favorite.
Well, I guess we wait till we're retrieved.
I still think we should go wait downstairs, get some food in us.
I agree. Tummy's a rumbling. Let's go.
You guys head downstairs. Like I said, the 2 Grey Cloaked Rangers are downstairs at tables, currently eating quietly. There is nobody else in the tavern. You guys are the only patrons, same as when you walked in. As soon as you guys come down the stairs, the tavern owner is behind the bar. Greet you. Welcome back. All right. I've already got dinner prepared and everything. If you guys just take a seat, I'll have it out for you in just a moment.
What's on the menu?
Just stew. That's all we have.
Oh boy.
Sorry, we couldn't be more fancy. There's not a lot of food to go around these parts these days. And he goes back and fixes up some bowls of stew and puts it out. It's mutton stew. It's not the most tasteful. There's not really a lot of spice to it. It's more like meat, hot water, and cabbage. Puts a different bowl in front of you, and he's I put extra rat heads in there just to your liking.
Delicious. Thank you.
All right, let me know if you guys need anything else. And he goes back to essentially just cleaning the same section of the bar he's been obviously cleaning for the past 2 weeks.
That one spot.
It's just
So I think
there's
it'll
not much to do.
be less than 1 gold, but if somebody would just leave him 1 gold, as we leave here today.
Well, sure. Yeah. What's a pretty painting like this worth, anyways? And just
Oh, that's.
toss it to him. Here, make it 2.
Thanks, Manny. Really, we gotta
Yeah,
start
if you-
teaching him about money.
He takes him up. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah. Anything I can do to help out? No.
No, you've done enough. But thank you. Kind of puts it away.
I bet that could feed his children for like 2 years. If he doesn't eat them, I don't know how your culture does it.
Well, we definitely don't eat our young. Do you eat your young?
Well, I wouldn't know, but I
Touche.
What are the other 2 rangers that were there with them? Are they eating as well? Or are they
Yeah.
just kind of brooding?
No, they seem to be eating the same stew. In fact, they've already packed theirs away, like already ate it all. So they just have empty bowls sitting in front of them. They both seem to be drinking water, not talking at all, mostly just looking out the window into the street. Like I said, it's evening. It is early fall, so cold wind is starting to come in. Sun's not out nearly as long. The streets are practically empty. Hanging out for a little bit. You guys know that you still have a couple hours to go until you guys need to depart. And every 30 to 40 minutes, you do hear the clanging of armor as like a troop of 3 or 4 well-clad individuals with white shoulder cloaks over the silver armor kind of seem to be patrolling the streets.
I don't know if there's any sense of trying to leave here before time.
let's not provoke the tail of the dragon before we get ahead of ourselves.
It's probably the wisest thing I've ever heard you say. Don't.
You just don't understand what I say.
Possibly not.
Is there a curfew out, or where is everyone outside?
Go test it out.
No, there is a curfew. Already
You
know.
went outside.
It was confirmed that there was a curfew, and that when you guys went to leave the tavern to exit the city at night, that there would be escorts awaiting to take you to the wharf.
Okay.
We should probably remain here and not leave anywhere until time is told to leave there.
Well, in the meanwhile, I can talk to the innkeeper about some more some recipes. I've got a few ideas I can share with him.
Ooh, share with him grilled cheese. I just think it would be delicious.
Grilled
It's
cheese.
like bread and cheese, and then you just grill it together.
You assume he knows what cheese is.
Yeah. Where do you get cheese from?
Manny, come on. You're so poor depraved little child.
Still haven't said what cheese is.
It's like a milk product.
It's moldy milk.
Moldy milk. Oh, we don't have cows in the swamps.
It's
Oh.
very sad.
Yeah. You milk your cows? Ew. It's disgusting. You drink that stuff? Ugh.
You drink mud, dear.
Hey, only with good spices. It's tasty. You should try some.
Good. I'll pass for now.
Alright, well, I'll talk to the barkeep and see if I can share some recipes.
Quickly before it gets hot.
Quick, yeah. Drink it before I get warm.
Yeah. His approach, he's just kind of just wiping stuff down, the dust that doesn't seem to be collecting faster than it's cleaning, but he's just trying to keep his hands busy. Can I help you with anything? Can I get you anything else?
No, good soup.
Oh, thank you.
Got a few ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good soup. Yeah. Just a little fine tuning here and there. Could add a little bit more mud. A little bit more spice. Kind of a little bit more. Just
You just
flavor
see
overall.
us in the background shaking our heads.
Looks over and he's, yeah, mud, dirt, definitely.
Yeah. Just spice of life comes straight from the ground.
Yeah, all the dust you're collecting over on that side of the counter
Mhm.
could go into it very easily.
I'll keep that in mind for next time.
Yeah. No worries. Just doing what I can to help out.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
No problem. They just gotta go back to that. What the fuck?
How long have they been here? Yes, to this extent. Last time we came through, I mean, guards were here, but it wasn't locked
Cheers.
down.
It would have been
Mud.
approximately 2 months ago. They found a few bodies of some of their representatives down by the docks. And
Yeah, I'm interested.
Right, anything dead that pops up.
there was about a day or two where it was kind of everybody's like, what's gonna happen? And then next thing I know, they were kicking down the doors of every building in the lower levels here, searching the homes. They never found anything, or never found who killed those people, and so since then they've declared martial law, and that's been about 7 weeks.
Yeah. Man, I'm sorry. That's insane.
And it's all approved by Lord Trepish, so there's not much we can do as people.
Yeah. Did they even suspect anybody from the uppers?
From the upper levels, no. There were some conversations that were had, but the gate to the second level has been shut ever since they declared martial law here in the lower level. I don't know what it's like up there. If I never see any of the people from Artis going to the upper levels. They seem to be just patrolling from the southern gate to the docks in the north.
It was no one named Bob was there.
What do you mean?
Of bodies.
I don't think so. No.
Good to know.
I thought you already had a Bob.
I have Bob. I'm just, looking for Bob's family.
Oh.
No, don't ask.
Okay. Not asking.
Is there? Are you guys gonna be staying another night? Is there anything else I could help you with?
I believe we are out tonight.
Oh.
Shortly, actually.
Okay. It's all good.
Yes.
Does any regulars come around here, or is it just gonna be you entertaining us all day?
No. It's usually just me. Every once in a while, some people will pass through the town and they end up here. But other than that, the locals keep to their homes. They really only step out to do their jobs, their normal duties, and with the curfew, nobody's out past sundown.
So they've been here 7 weeks. And it's not looking like they're gonna leave anytime soon, is it?
I don't think they plan on leaving until they find the people.
What if they never find the ones responsible?
I don't know. I would hope that eventually they find them or they give up, but I can't leave. This
I think
is
after
everything
7
I own.
weeks it'd be a give-up situation.
They seem to get more angry with each week that passes.
Riveting stuff.
We are sorry.
There's nothing you can do.
I'm not sorry.
I know you're not.
Do you have like a pack of cards or something that I could go entertain myself off in the corner?
Yeah, here you go. Sets out a deck of cards for you.
She just sets one crooked nail and drags it slowly. Remains eye contact with you the whole time. Just turns, walks over to the corner.
She's strange.
She is, but she's ours for some reason.
Yeah, she was our boss for a little bit, but she got
never,
demoted.
Never our boss.
When I first joined them, she was the boss, but now there's no boss.
No, that's nice.
Yeah. We're just gonna hang out and play cards until we're ready to go.
Alright, no problem. The next few hours pass, at which point the two rangers get up, give you guys kind of a nod to pack up, and you see them come down with their two small packs and the now stretcher board that they've carved out of the wooden plank from the side of the cart earlier. Wrapped up on the plank is obviously the body of Graham, wrapped up in a cloak.
Usually I'll return the pack cards, but I take the queen of clubs.
Okay. He doesn't check it when you give it back. He's just like, thanks. Puts it away.
You're welcome.
I don't know, but
It's like reverse Robin Hood, steal from the poor to make himself rich.
I'm okay with this.
Just one card.
eventually
It
he'll
doesn't
have,
help you. It
she'll
only
have a
hurts
whole
him.
other
From
deck.
every
Yeah.
place.
she'll have a whole new deck, and they all just have different backgrounds.
Yeah.
That would be the most chaotic game of nerds ever.
We're confirming that we're all level 7, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you should all be level 7. You guys pack up. As you exit the tavern, there's already two individuals in full plate armor, big symbol of the Divine Five across the chest. Look at you guys and go, all right this way. Start walking down the main road. Same path you guys had walked before. Take you straight to the docks, through the archway, down the stone stairs to the docks there at the base of the cliff. There, the two rangers kind of approach the dock. One of them pulls out a torch, lights it, and it ignites this blue-esque flame. It's a mix between like a bluish and a green. Waves in the air a couple times. You guys see way off in the water a similar bluish-green flame waves back and forth. And the guy dips it in the water, douses it, puts it away. Shortly after that, say a little bit larger than a dinghy kind of rolls in. Obviously, it's meant to fit about 8 to 10 people. Not the most comfortably. There's a small sail on it, as well as rowing oars, and there's 2 people that are rowing. They load the body. You guys get in.
I would have
and head
shrunk
across.
myself down before.
Okay.
I'll help them load the bodies if I can.
Yeah. It's just the
Or
one.
just the body, yeah.
It's just Grahams.
They're
They
not gonna
did
let
not
you.
take the bodies of any of the
Did what?
other.
Oh, I didn't know
Members.
if they were gonna let you. They didn't let us touch Graham earlier.
You tried to loot his body. His
He
body was...
took his pocket.
Yeah, exactly. Body was still warm. You're like, alright, let's check his pockets.
It's a pretty quiet ride.
Anything around
Well, you got
Nope.
ball.
Oh, yes. How far are we?
Bob's asleep right now. You don't have to worry about it. I'm sorry if he scares you.
It's just not me. It's just his parts of him are
Any
missing.
problems with Bob?
He doesn't speak a lot. I mean, I just
Have you tried speaking to him? I don't think I've seen you.
oh, he's a
Don't
good
speak to
listener.
Mom.
Sometimes that's all you need.
True. What's a friend
I'm
for?
not a good listener.
No, you're not.
How far from shore are we?
Hmm?
How far from shore are we?
It's gonna take all night to reach Port Novus. You guys will be making dock shortly before sunrise is the estimate that's passed on to you. This is your guys' first time to Port Novus, I believe. Yeah. You
Yeah,
guys,
don't kill anybody
uh,
in this town.
as you guys cross the body of water known as the Mouth, which is the kind of inlet that separates the northern spay from southern spay. You guys see a city in the different distance. It is got 3 walls that run perpendicular from the ocean with a back wall, or a wall on the back side. And there's obviously a section that is walled off beyond that. It seems to be housing some sort of a larger castle-esque mansion, larger building in the background. On the front side of the city, as you guys are coming in, the port is in the southwest or southeast, and is protected by a small stretch of land that sits about 400 yards out from the actual docks themselves, with a large lighthouse tower that kind of overlooks the section that you sail through. You guys approach in, and there are 3 to 4 times as many docks for bringing your ship up than Legatio. Port Novus is obviously one of the bigger port towns, and it's the first stop for any ships entering Spey. You guys were actually sailing to Port Novus when you left Domum. That was going to be your guys' first stop before you were kidnapped by the other ship. Even late at night, there are people hustling and bustling on these docks. Seem to be offloading or reloading ships. There seems to be a constant state of movement on these docks. Making port, you guys exit the ship. The 2 people that rowed you guys over met you with the ship. They give you a nod before walking off into the city. Just past the wooden docks that make up that southeastern section of Port Novus is a huge stone courtyard that seems to be surrounded by a bunch of warehouses. It's only broken up by one central small stone, I don't know how to describe this. It's like the size of an outhouse, a little bit deeper, or like a mausoleum entrance, in the way that it's just this square stone structure with a iron gate on it in the center of the stone courtyard that's then surrounded by the warehouses that are obviously going to be used for any sort of storage by people making port in Novus. The two rangers.
What are your gentlemen's names? Or gentle ladies? Keep yourself well out.
Both male. My name's Belfour. This is Edwin. That's all we'll give you. We only go by our first names within the Rangers Guild.
Not son of hawk or bird.
Huh?
Not son of hawk or son of bird or any nonsense like that.
No. Just first names will do.
Okay.
They're ambiguous enough. Well, it's probably best that we find another place to hunker down. We're going to find separate transport for Yehen's body. In fact, the two that you met there on the boat are working on securing that for us. Again, we're going to be traveling by foot, heading north, not taking the sea, for obvious reasons with that ship, the ghost ship that seems to be following the coastline. But in the meantime, if you guys want, we can find an inn to stay the night, and then I think first thing tomorrow morning we can set out. There is no need for us to travel by night now. Yehen's already dead. I don't think anybody else is going to be coming after us, and well, the element of secret's gone anyways. So let's travel by day where we can at least see the road ahead and be prepared for anything that comes.
I would agree.
Do you have a recommendation of inns to stay at that are both equally cheap and quality?
If you head to the center of the town, the crossroads there, those are where most of the inns are located. Any one you pick, obviously they don't matter too much. They're all pretty similarly priced. If you're looking for cheap and easy, you can always find a couple of inns down here by the ports. Just be warned, they're a little bit rougher. I'd watch your pockets if you stay down there. We've got some business to attend to in the city, but we'll find you in the morning.
Okay. So we don't have to stay at the same inn.
No, it's
Gotcha.
fine.
What do you plan on doing with the body?
Like I said, we're passing it off to the other two. They're going to find separate transportation for Yehen's body. Get it back to Nyx where it can be buried. It's probably best if we're not hindered by that. And that way they can take the proper care to get the body where it needs to go without putting it at risk of further damage. And we can make haste in the city of Nyx.
Well, excellent. Hopefully that'll give us more time during the day to get there faster.
That's the plan.
Alright, well, guess we gotta find ourselves an inn.
I'd prefer the middle of town.
I'm not paying.
I don't think you ever do, so I don't know why you say it like that.
I'm just informing.
I don't mind. It's not like we don't have some money.
You don't even know what money really is.
I was gonna say, we can go camping outside the city if you want.
No. Let's go sit in the center of town.
Yeah, listen to her.
Oh, she's the boss now.
No,
Oh.
you're still my delegate.
Mm,
Like if I were to ask you right now which inn you wanted to stay at, you would supply an answer, right?
I'd say let's sleep outside the city.
Yeah, but that's still an answer.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. We should do what he says.
We should do with. What did you just call me?
We should do what he says.
No, we should not.
Why not?
Because it's
Do you not
so
trust
hard.
Manny?
I do not trust Manny. This is the first time he's ever been to a city.
We've been to at least.
We've been
We've
to
been to
a
a few
couple.
cities, yeah.
Yeah, we've been to a few cities, but he
Oh.
doesn't really understand cities.
Not really a fan of them. Too many people.
I know.
I agree.
Not as much mud, you know. Don't really trust these concrete bricks.
Yeah, Swifty would like outside too.
I don't mind outside.
Fine.
Oh, I don't
really
mind
must
either.
sleep outside. Let's do it.
Well, let's tell the rangers where to find us.
We'll meet them back in the middle
We
of
should
the
let them try and find us.
But
The Rangers,
The
after all.
Rangers, yeah.
It'd be like a game of hide and seek, man.
We're not trying to hide. We've got important business to get to in the
If
morning.
anything in the morning, I can send them a message.
Alright.
If they can't find us. Deal?
I'm not making any deals.
Well, it looks like we're sleeping outside the city.
Looking at your guys' map, just so you know, Port Novus. You guys can pull it up. It's in the
How
group
far
chat.
is outside the city?
It's not that far. It's only going to take you 30-40 minutes to get out of the city. But it sits right on the corner of a river that travels north through Spey, meeting up with the lake that attaches to lakefront, and then heading even farther north through the frigid plains to the northern mountain range. That means if you exit east out of the city, all you do is you end up on the riverbank. There's not much to go from there. Port Novus is off the west. There is like sandy shores that follow, and then from that sandy shore there's a little ledge that jolts up into what is mostly grassy plains that stretch around Port Novus. You can see, like, by exiting the city, that there are a few tree lines off in the distance that you could probably get into, little kind of grottos, if that makes sense. Just like little clusters of trees here and there.
You guys are choosing the spot.
Looks like a nice shady tree over there. I'm gonna use like Druid Craft to like drop some leaves, like pick up some leaves or grass from the ground, drop them, and try to predict the weather for like the next 24 hours. See if it's gonna be rainy or if it's gonna be like a calm night.
It doesn't seem that it's going to rain, but overall, there's probably going to be high winds, kind of dropping leaves. You can obviously see they're instantly picked up by a little bit of gust here and there. You can feel it in the air that there's some high winds that'll be coming through some point tonight into tomorrow, for sure.
Huh. Well, we can either make ourselves cozy outside and a little protection from the wind, or stay inside somewhere. What do y'all think?
You're leading this operation as a sign of trust from me to you. She doesn't trust you, but I'm showing that I do.
Well, let me
It's your
prove
fault.
it to you. And
I'm not proof to me. It's all about her.
I'm immediately gonna start trying to like make a comfy, not a burrow, but like kind of move dirt enough side to like be protected from the wind, and have like a little bit of like a small canopy with whatever we have. It'll fit everyone's like bedrolls and stuff.
I lean over to Swifty and go. And this is how you play the game.
Kind of entertaining to watch.
All right, so
I go
we're
to
gonna
the
sleep
top
in
of
this
the
chair
tree.
over here. You take your mud bath over here in this pit. When you're done taking the mud bath, you can shake off over there. The kitchen, that's just a log. So, you know, make sure to wash your dishes and use twigs to really scrub off the grease.
Yep.
But yeah,
Thankfully, we're here for the night.
call it home for the night.
I think it's wonderful, Annie.
Don't forget, bathroom, 20 feet that way. So, if you can't see you, you're far enough.
Gone to an inn and had a meal.
Oh, well, it's not like you're having many special.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
That witch just started immediately just making mud soup.
Mud soup.
I'll forage for some food.
Uh,
It's my preferred terrain, so.
yeah.
I'm gonna go over to the creek,
So I find twice as much food.
start casting cantrips at dark shadows in the creek, intending to catch fish.
All right.
I'm going to sleep though.
I'll let you make a animal handling check for that.
Animal handling.
Yeah.
So 14.
14. So you're able to catch a couple fish. Yeah.
You guys hear random just boom as I cast firebolt several times at the creek.
Yeah, there's like these big pockets of steam that come up, and eventually one of them bubbles up the water, and you just see this fish that's obviously some amount of stunned and
Some redneck fishing going on.
a little bloated as it
Like,
the steam immediately and
Comes
the
out
change in the
already
water
cooked.
pressure. The water pressure makes its like body expand and float to the top, and you're able to just kind of pick it up off the top of the water.
Bring them like the 2 or 3 of them. Just like
oh, yep, I can add that to the mud soup.
you get 1 of the 3.
Wow,
They're just like little trouts.
One of
I'm
the 3.
still going
all
to
right,
sleep.
I'll add it to the soup.
Mostly because you're a cat. I want to see how this works. Throw one at you.
You guys are still somewhat. You're outside of like the shadow of the walls of the city, but definitely it's looming over as you try to look out to the ocean. You can see that city pretty well. The city is rectangular in shape. One side borders the ocean. The other side borders the east side. The southern side borders the ocean. The eastern side borders the river that goes north. On the northern side of the city, there is an outcrop of square walls that are taller than the rest. So most of the walls stand about the 35 to 40 foot mark, and these outer walls stand at about 60 feet. Obviously protecting whatever is the main house that whatever Lord of Port Novus lives is in that section. You can see torchlights flickering from the top of the walls that surround Port Novus. It's a like pretty bare stone brick, like obviously carved granite almost, layered up around the city. Yeah, you guys are able to spend a pretty easy night. It's fairly quiet other than the howling winds around you. Sun rises the next day. You guys all wake up, long rested. Nothing seemed to bother you. Didn't hear the pitter patter of any wildlife in the area or anything like that.
How's your mud soup?
It's got fish now.
It's more than it usually has.
Yeah. Well, protein never hurt. Maybe we should send for the friends.
Oh, would you like me to send a sending?
Yeah, or we could do a little shopping. I don't know. I don't need anything too much. Just
I'm sure
shop.
if we go into town, they'll definitely find us. So if we're going to town, I won't need to send anything. But if we're not going to town, I'll at least let them know where we're at, because I have a feeling they're making their way out of the city anyways.
Well, I got everything I need. We got the sky above us. We got the feet. You got the dirt below us. That's all we need.
Okay? I will send a message saying I chose to sleep outside. I say we, but I just mean they. So we are, and I will give them a general location.
Yeah. Okay.
Just the captain.
You get a response back pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Alright, meet us by the western gate of Port Novus. We'll meet you there. We've got cart and horses in tow, and we'll start the journey north.
Perfect.
Alright. You guys head to the western gate. Doesn't take long. 2 carts, two horses each. They seem to be loaded up with supplies in the back of these carts as well. And there also seems to be 2 people driving those carts, not just that. So it's a person driving the cart and a ranger sitting beside them on both carts. They immediately wave you down. All right, well, hop on, all of you. Should be an easy ride north. We're hitching a ride with this caravan, bringing trading supplies to Nix. So.
And you think you can protect them?
I think we'll be just fine. But I think us as a group probably get through it just fine.
You worked us into a contract and meeting masters permission.
Hey, it's a free ride if you ask me.
I mean, if you'd prefer to walk, then I guess I wouldn't have to expect too much from you.
You walk or slither?
You know.
You walk.
leaving Port Novus, you guys actually follow a pretty easy road. It is beaten dirt and gravel, small pebbles line the road. And overall, pretty peaceful. You follow the coast north before it pans eastward, even north. I'm going to flash forward a bit. It only takes you about a week to reach the first small town. This is a coastal town halfway between Port Novus and the Hornhill Port. And that's then halfway, the Hornhill Port is halfway between your city and Nyx. So you're about a third of the way to Nyx. You guys come into a small fishing village. They barely even have a dock. Yeah.
Use Eyes of the Grave and see if there's any undead within 60 feet.
Okay.
When we pull in.
Yeah. Reaching the city, Eyes of the Grave. There seem to be no undead in the city. You don't see any.
Get to catch
you see
cannons
some
of
people.
dead fish everywhere.
Yeah, you see people moving in and about.
She doesn't get any pings off of me, having Bob and
Bob is in a
He in the high side?
the bag of holding.
Yeah.
So he's in a pocket dimension, so it
Yeah.
wouldn't be
Alright.
noticeable.
And
to
even
the
if
eyes
I
of
did
the-
get a
It's
ping off of
busting
that.
about amnesia stuff too.
Oh yeah. No.
I know that one.
Yeah, you reach the town. We've got a house secured for us. All we have to do is drop off a bit of supplies here. If you guys at all were interested, directly west, one day travel west of here is the Dark Woods. That's where a lot of the reports came in that giant creatures were roaming from. If you guys wanted to stop by and check it out, otherwise we can head north. That's just as far as they've gotten from our reports. But where did it come from?
I was gonna say, I thought there was the Dark Woods rings a bell, like something was going on there that we could investigate. Remember if they were like orcs
Well, isn't
raiding?
that where the large creatures are originating from?
So
Oh,
when you guys first met Ben and Ruby, all the way back in like the second session,
yeah.
he talked about a place called the Dark Woods is where he came from. He had lived there for a long time in a cabin in the center of the woods, alone with him, and it was just him and Ruby. The reason he left were there were now giant creatures that were entering the forest, and for his safety he decided to flee the area. He was concerned about how it would affect the nature there in the woods, but you guys know after talking to the council and talking to the Rangers Guild leader Graham that the giant creatures are originating or coming from the Giant's Grotto, which is much farther north, north of Lakefront, the city on the lake. They're passing Lakefront over the rolling hills, and then traveling as far south as the Dark Woods. The Dark Woods is just as south as they've made it, by all reports. They've started to it seems that they've started to take up refuge in the Dark Woods, probably because from whatever they're fleeing from isn't prevalent there.
I know Manny would probably be interested in checking out the Dark Woods, just because he technically left his village on the pretext that he was going on a long nature walk. So, Dark Woods sounds like a perfect place for a stroll.
Gotta look for those aspen trees.
Gotta look for those trees, those birches, aspens, name them.
You can tell it's an aspen by the way it is.
just cause.
They'll have to show you a video later.
Oh, okay. Check it out.
You're missing their joke.
Check out Nature Walk on YouTube.
Nature walk. That's pretty neat.
Do y'all want to do anything in the fishing village or town?
Eldwig and Bethor. Is it pretty cold in Nyx? Will I need a cloak?
This time of year, yeah, the winds, the cold winds do travel south from the mountains. and cut through the village. The city doesn't get that cold. It's within kind of a mountain bowl, but it's by no means warm. Most people will wear cloaks and winter clothing, but it's not quite the point where you're drudging through hundreds of feet of snow.
Okay, so your biome then would be forest lands, or is it more Arctic and open?
No, we are deep within the yew woods there.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty low-hanging trees.
Okay. So I don't have to worry about snow per se.
Not quite yet. Give it another month, and we will start seeing snow in the city. Never to the point that it buries anybody, but enough that maintenance will be needed to be done by the city folk to keep the roads clear.
What creatures, you as rangers deal with a lot with animal folk?
Well, for the most part, we do our best to keep the giant creatures out of the yew forest. We kind of create that as our barrier of protection. Most of them don't leave the giant's grotto. The shepherds do a pretty good job at keeping them contained, but every once in a while, a couple of them get out, and that's our job to take care of. Trolls wander south from the mountains every once in a while. Their hot blood keeps them warm in the winter. Very rarely do they actually cross the frozen plains. Other than that, things that you would imagine would live in the snow and the rolling hills up there. Anything from bears to panthers to bullets.
And my last quiz for you is there anything historically contextual we should know about your city and Nyx or your ranger corps? Just because I have some people that are easily offended in this party, and I don't want them to be offended if they offend you there.
No, it's a pretty free town. People live how they want, but there's a strong sense of community. Living on what we call the edge of the world there. We're exposed a little bit more than other places. We don't have a wall around the city. We're so ingrained within the forest that there's no room for one. So that's part of the reason the Rangers Guild exists, is to create an artificial wall around the city of protection so people can walk the streets freely, not feel threatened. People up there are pretty in tune with nature. They spend a lot of time in the forest. And it's a fairly hard-working group. Crops don't grow easy up there. So a hard-working bunch.
Okay. And I said it was the last question, but how do you, in particular, you two feel about undead?
Well, don't like them, that's for sure. We don't see them often up there. Not quite what people talk about farther south. But I haven't had to deal with them too much. But I say once it's dead, let it stay dead. Not a big fan of things coming back.
That's unfortunate, but okay. Anyhow, Tulip.
All right. They, pull in front of a very quaint building. This is where we're staying for the night. This is our quarters. Make yourself at home. At which point they start unloading a couple barrels, strapping them together and taking them elsewhere within the town.
Sal just walks right into the quarters without a second hesitancy. Strolls right, opens the door, walks in.
It is a fairly bare building. There are, it's rectangular in shape, and there are rows of beds that line one of the walls.
A name for the city, or just?
No, it's not a city by any means. It's more of just a small fishing village. There's not a lot of cropland that surrounds this place, and even approaching, you can tell that there's a lot of boats that are out in the waters just outside of the city. Even though the city doesn't really have a big dock, it has a really large beachfront, and so there's a lot of almost like rowboats or dinghies, and then you can tell there's a lot of people out there fishing.
Okay.
It seems to be the main form of food sustenance here.
in the room, then it's just pretty quaint fish
It's
shack.
it's bare, like it's a big open space with a bunch of beds, and each bed has its own little like dresser trunk in front of it, but it's obviously meant for like group sleeping quarters.
I
Is all
go
it is. It's
select
not a
out
long.
The biggest one.
What?
I go pick out the biggest one.
Cool. They're all the same size, but definitely you see one that you're like, I think that one's the biggest, and so you take it.
I go pleasantly sit on it and wait for my party to enter.
How far is the Dark Woods?
Dark Woods is about half a day's travel to get there. If you'd like, we can stay here for a bit if you guys did need to check it out. Otherwise, tomorrow we can keep to the road north. It's up to you.
I guess we'll stay here and travel north in the morning.
All right, no problem. Did you guys have anything that you wanted to do? Not in particular.
Wants to make it to Nix.
Another night passes. You guys get up in the morning, and you start the travel north. It's another week's travel to a port town. It's another week's travel north to a port town. It is the Hornhill Port. Hornhill is the northern island. Again, if you guys look at the map, Hornhill is a island off of the northwest of Spey, large enough that is one of the 7 major cities, not including the Tower of Artis. And so there is a port town there that's used for crossing to the island. It's also the farthest port north, and so a lot of shipped goods and trade that goes to Nix ends up traveling north by boat, stopping there, and then diverting to either Hornhill or it takes a like a land road to Nix. If somebody can roll me a D20.
I'm opposed to.
We're laughing at D&D TikTok. But also I'm gonna make some
two.
bacon cookies.
A 2.
A 2,
Yeah.
'cause I don't fuck with
I don't know if there's oatmeal left.
I have gluten-free oatmeal, so I can eat it.
Yeah.
Hey, do you mind if we take a quick break?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just 'cause I have
This will be a
food.
good time to take a break. I'll give me a little bit more time
Since
to
I
prep.
have 2 or 5 players are out right
Yeah. Yeah.
now. And I was about to get up too, so.
We will be right back.
Everybody just walks
Everyone.
away.
Bye.
Sorry, Lou.
right, welcome back. So, you guys were traveling north, I believe. John, you said you rolled a 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
A 2. A
So this
solid
is
2.
this is the third night after you guys have left the fishing village. You're approaching the halfway mark to the port of Hornhill. Off to the right, you guys have watched the kind of flat grass fields turn into rolling hills. You can see out into these rolling hills. There are like small animals that are moving, like buffalo herds that are traveling over these hills. You see in the distance there has been like eagles and other birds way up high to the point that you can't tell what they are or how big they are because they're so far in the distance. The third night comes, and I need everyone to make a perception check at disadvantage. So you guys are resting at this point.
Is it magical?
No.
Perception at disadvantage?
Yeah. If you guys are all, because you guys have made camp, it's been a pretty restful journey so far.
Let's say 16.
8.
Nine.
15. Rolled a 10 and a 10.
8 plus 5. Nice.
Yeah, I think
So you said 16?
Yeah, I have 16.
You said
8.
8? Oh, okay.
I think that dagger of warning helps out.
Oh, that would also help then for you. Yeah, this is pretty late into the night, approximately 1-ish a.m., a little after midnight. You two would awake at the same time. And coming from the hills in your direction, it is now to the point of darkness that you can't see out into the fields. Like, it's all just black. You can barely make the skyline in the distance that's kind of broken up by some of the hills. But out in the field, it's just dark, tall grass that's swaying with the wind. You both wake up. The faint sounds. Yep, 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 yep.
I'm gonna wake them two up and be like, "Do y'all hear that? Something's yipping."
Hey, Manny, did we ever find out what some dinosaurs make? Or not dinosaurs, dragons?
I don't know if they make sounds. They just
I'm
breathe
trying
fire.
stealth if I can. Roll out of bed and just.
Yeah. There is the 2 carts that are around. You can hear the howling winds off to your left, or out to, I guess it would be the west. You guys are perched about 20 feet away is where the road is from a basically dirt bank that drops down into the sandy shoreline. To the right, or to the east, if you're looking north, is just the open grass plains. The grass stands anywhere from 2 to 4 feet tall in sections, and then way off in the distance is the rolling hill. So you can try and take cover behind a cart. You can run 20 feet the other direction and jump down the embankment into the sand.
In the cart and trying to be around
The barrels and stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Just trying to go.
Give me a stealth check.
As I do it. You're over 12.
12? Okay. Okay. You hear it again. This time it seems to be getting closer.
Does it
and
sound
closer.
like it's talking?
You hear a couple different voices very similar. Anybody who grew up, I guess it would be you 3, so not Sal'enna. Would you guys give me a nature check?
Also, if I could wake up the 2 rangers.
Oh yeah, they're
as well.
already awake.
Okay. I figure if anyone knows.
Yeah, they're awake. The 2 people that were piloting the carts have now waken up, and they've actually ran down and jumped down into the sandy embankment on the other side of the road. 8?
9.
Natural 1 for 4.
Okay.
It's a nature check?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Dang, people.
It's hard to tell. I would say that none of you guys actually recognize the noise that's being made. The rangers immediately pull out their bows and start to perch up onto the carts there. Seem to be kind of looking out, trying to study the grass as it moves. Are you making anything out? Nope, nothing so far. I'm not seeing any of it.
Can I look up in the sky and see if anything's
Yeah, give me a perception check.
there? 21.
21. There is nothing in the sky. It is a clear night. Your dagger of warning, you can feel at this point, is like just going off.
Oh.
So I need everybody to roll initiative.
All right.
Okay.
Manny got a 9.
19.
7.
8, Sal.
Low rolls. It's okay.
19's not.
Yeah, not for you.
My dagger warning me on to let them know. Get ready to fight.
The two rangers call back and they go, we're gonna stick with the two cartsmen. We're gonna jump down with them, make sure that our backside's clear. If you guys just watch that side of the road, and they turn around and jump down the cart and move towards basically the edge of the embankment. Seem to be looking over the two carts folk, the people driving those carts. Swift, give me a perception check at the start of your turn. 10. It's hard to make out what's happening. You can see shifts in the grass in front of you, but it's hard to break whether it is a swaying of the grass from the winds that are coming through the ocean or if it's actually a body moving. If you would like to make an attack anyways and just shoot an arrow, it will be at disadvantage.
Sure, I'll just shoot.
Yeah.
Wherever.
Yeah, trying to track through, you see some grass shift, you take a shot.
Can I, I'll climb up afterwards.
You don't have any targets that you can fully see or make out, so you can't cast anything on anybody specific.
No,
but-
I was gonna, no, yeah, I'll do it after.
Cool.
Disadvantage?
Collin, do you have battle music?
Yes.
Disadvantage, yes.
16 to hit.
That hits. You hear the connection like a thud. And
Did you hit something?
I did! 15 damage.
okay.
So something is out there.
And then can I climb on top of the caravan
Mm-hmm.
thing?
Yeah.
And then do my second shot.
Okay.
Is the second one at disadvantage
Yep.
still?
Yeah.
Even though I hit it. Oh, dang it. 12.
That does connect again.
Oh my god.
Okay.
How do we know we should be killing these?
Is the armor class.
8 damage.
My dagger's warning us.
Okay.
Oh, touche.
Yeah, tracking, you see a shift in the grass, you let off an arrow, you hear a thud of the arrow connecting to something, followed by a sharp yip, and immediately firing off a second arrow in the same direction. You land a second arrow hit. Immediately after you fire, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I can't do any of my bonus actions yet.
Okay. Immediately after, breaking through the grass line, you watch as 4 large, 4-legged, furry creatures Shorter hair than a wolf, with a jackal's face, the size of a horse. These are giant hyenas. 4 of them break the grass line and immediately move towards the 2 people that are still down on the ground.
Is it considered a beast?
They are considered
They're my favorite
beasts.
enemy.
Okay.
So I have advantage. Well, that's a track, but
Yeah.
What have
Track
you
and
got
recall
against?
information.
that can't do it. Yeah, it doesn't really do anything to it. But
What have you got against hyenas? I know it's all beast, but she just
Right.
hates
that's true. I'm a
animals.
cat.
Oh, it's, okay.
So she hates all other cats.
Queen of
so she's
Savannah.
the queen of cats.
It's gonna be 2 attacks against you, Manny. That is a 7 to hit and a 16 to hit.
AC is 16.
Okay, 16 hits. That is what was that 9 plus 5? 14 points of piercing damage. And then 2 attacks against you, Krista.
Okay.
That is a 22 to hit and a
Okay.
19 to hit. Okay. 7, 8. So 11 points of piercing from the first one,
Okay.
and 8 points of piercing from the second one.
Okay.
Manny, it is your turn. These 4 hyena have essentially created a semicircle around you, positioning themselves so that 2 are on you and 2 are on Krista, but they're all
You said
Started
11 and 8.
yeah. So
Oops.
19 total.
I put 17 next to
Oh.
Alright. I'm going to cast Fairy Fire
Mm-hmm.
just around. But that would also light us.
You could hit it to the edge of the grass where it would not mark you, but would mark the hyenas if you
Okay.
cast it past.
Yeah, if they're like more so in front of us, have it on like the, or they're on the edge of it, not including us.
Okay. Yeah.
Cast Fairy Fire. So they're like glowing a little bit. They're easier to see.
Do they need to make any sort of saving throws?
No. It is. Wait. For the duration, objects and affected creatures shed a dim light. Oh, I'm sorry. There is a dexterity saving throw of 13.
For each one? Okay.
Yeah, any creature.
That's one fail. Dexterity 13.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. You watch as one of the hyenas directly in front of you that has 2 arrows sticking out of its side immediately lights up, and you see another faint glow from the grasses beyond.
Ooh. I'm going to, as with my bonus action, use Wild Shape
Mm-hmm.
and turn into. Let's go with a dire wolf.
Okay.
Classic.
Yeah. Immediately transforming into a large beast, very similar to the hyenas, but a little bit longer, more dark and colored and lush hair. Much rounder face than the jackal hyena head.
Fur's a little bit matted with a little bit of mud.
A little bit of
A
mud.
little bit of mud.
Cool. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Sal'enna?
Rob and Bob, I choose you.
You throw in your bag of holding.
So I released Bob and Rob, obviously. I need half a second to. I'm coming up with the move, and I was trying to get it done before I got there, but I didn't quite make it. Oh, this We're gonna pause on that thought for now. How close are they?
So you are on top of the cart, so about.
Did I get myself?
Doesn't seem that any of them have noticed you now.
Sweet. So
You're about.
pop.
Your cart is about 15 feet away from.
I shake the bag.
Manny,
Bob
yeah.
kind of pulls up in the bag bones and kind of like claps himself like fuck. Oh. And then Rob comes out almost full standing. He looks like he just got left in a closet and he just kind of.
He's a little bit more flesh, isn't he? He's
yeah,
a zombie.
He's a zombie, so there's a few pieces on him. He's been mauled a couple times.
Yeah.
From you. And so they're out and about, and I'm mostly stalling while I'm saying these words. How close are the creatures?
So, you are 15 feet in front of you are these two. The hyenas are 5 feet beyond that. So you see 4 hyenas that are about 20 feet away from your cart. Another 10 feet back is the edge of the grass. And you can see one glowing light from inside of that tall grass still.
We're going to go towards the closest of the 4 hyenas and cast a ray of sickness.
Okay.
That is going to be a 16 to hit.
Hits.
Come on. Out of my way. For 14 poison damage. Okay. And on a hit, it must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, it is also poisoned until end of next turn.
Okay. You can tell that the hyena immediately looks very lethargic now that it's been hit by your ray of sickness.
Okay.
Failed.
Yeah, that was con 16.
Yeah, no, it failed it.
Okay. With that said, Rob move up with their different weapons there, and they are going to on not the one that I hit, but the next closest one to it.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to gang up on it, and my extras. Where are you, Bob? There you are, Bob. My lovely Bob. First in my creations.
First and favorite.
Yep.
Started the band.
Okay. So back to that. Bob and Rob are going to go pokey for a 21 for one of them, and then a 22 for the other.
Yep,
so
both hit.
they're both trying to smack.
Both hit.
I need to get a mouse. Bob does a 3 piercing, and Rob does a 6 bludgeoning.
Okay. Was this on the same one that you poisoned?
No.
Okay.
The one
different.
right next to it.
Okay. 3 piercing, 6 bludgeoning. So 9 damage in total. Alright. Is that the end of your turn? Phoenix, you're going to be up next.
It is going to be the end of my turn, yes.
Phoenix.
I am going to cast Spiritual Guardians around me, or around us.
What's the radius on that?
It's like 15 feet. Oh yeah. They flit around you in the distance of 15 feet for the duration.
Okay, yeah, it's going to hit all 4 of them.
Okay.
So those are Constitution saving throws?
Yes. Wisdom 16.
Oh, Wisdom. Okay.
Sorry, you said Constitution.
Yeah.
I just heard saving throw. It's gonna be Wisdom 16.
Okay. They all fail.
Okay.
Is it? Yeah. Okay.
They're just cute little fireflies again. And they all failed.
Okay.
It's working for me to do it that way. So they take 18 points of damage.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Breaking the grass, 3 more hyenas come running out. One of them is, again, glowing from the fairy fire. Do they need to remake saving throws at any point from that spell? Is it each turn, or is it just the one time when you cast the spell?
When creatures enter mine, they have to make
Yes, I know.
Or begin their turn there.
It doesn't say. It says each object 20-foot cube within range is outlined. Any creature in the area when the spell is cast is also outlined. If they fail the dexterity saving throw for the duration, objects shed a 10-foot light radius.
Okay.
But it doesn't sound like they have to keep making it.
Yeah, it's just it affects the creatures that are in it, and then the spell is done, and it's just a concentration spell to keep them glowing.
Yep.
Okay, cool. The 3 are going to circle around and jump up onto the carts because you succeeded your saving throw, or your stealth saving throw earlier. 2 of them are going to make attacks against Swift as immediately they come circling out from the grass down the road, leap up onto the carts. That is a 18 to hit and a 13 to hit.
The first one, yes. The second one, no.
6, 9, 12 points of piercing damage. And one's going to make an attack against you, Collin. It's a 16 to hit.
16 to hit.
Is your AC.
I'm gonna use shield.
Okay. Yeah, immediately leaping up onto the containers and almost knocking a couple of the barrels over. It goes to make a bite. You're able to throw up a deflection spell real quick.
I always imagine like Harry Potter.
Look at the wrist.
Swift, it is your turn. You have 2 hyenas that are on top of you right now. So any sort of ranged attacks you make will be a disadvantage.
Get them now.
Cool.
Burnables, like you're gonna have to make a fire.
Just burn it out there in the pit. Less garbage that way.
Truth. Okay. I didn't know that.
I got a DM mechanic question that pertains to what I'm trying to figure out.
Yes.
So, because I am obviously animating death for my creatures, and because of that, they get some of my pertain stats, and as I cast them on a higher level, it basically boosts how much HP they have. Does that increase their CR? And if so,
Unless
by
it
how much?
specifies in the spell, it doesn't.
Okay.
You're using Animate Dead?
Mhm.
I don't think it increases their HP. It's when you cast a spell using a spell slot 4th level or higher, you animate or reassert control over 2 additional undead creatures for each spell slot above 3rd.
Yes. I think there's a mechanic in my Necromancer that.
Oh, that increases. Yeah, that won't affect the CR for it.
Okay.
Can I put
Thank you.
use a bonus action, put Slayer's Prey on one of them next to me?
Yep.
And then can I use my short sword on one?
Yeah.
Okay. 17 to hit.
That hits. One of the ones attacking you is glowing, so you do have advantage on attacks against that one. Just so you know.
Okay.
I believe, right? Fairy Fire gives advantage on it.
It does. Yeah.
Plus 13 damage.
Okay.
And then the second attack, 23 to hit.
Hits.
Damage.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. Start of the hyena's turn. They need to make the other 4 that are down the ground. They need to make wisdom saving throws.
I think they actually all do.
Yeah. No, not the ones on the cart.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I didn't realize where the card was.
So there's a 15-foot gap between
Makes sense.
them and you. Okay. What is So you said wisdom 9. One's a fail, one's a success.
Wisdom 16.
One is a fail, one is a success. Okay, so 2 fails, 2 successes.
The
Fails take half damage
Yeah.
or no damage.
let me check. It'll be 18 damage. On a failed save, the creature takes. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage.
Okay, so what's the damage?
So it was 18. So we take
18
9
again? Okay.
if they save. Oh wait, it's not my turn. Just kidding.
2 of the hyenas immediately just ignite in radiant flame and then kind of crumple to the ground. One of them is going to make an attack against you, Manny, one against Fenix. Those are both misses. Those are horrible rolls. Manny, it is your turn.
Alright. Is the
The one that glowing is dead.
Okay.
So you have 2 in front of you that one in front of you, one in front of Phoenix that are not glowing.
Mhm.
You have 2 that are on the cart behind you with Swift, and then 1 in the other cart with Sal'enna.
Is Krista's character next to mine for pack tactics or?
You guys are not within 5 feet of each other. I'd say you guys
Okay.
had the hyenas that were kind of in between.
In that case, I'm just gonna use a bite attack on the nearest hyena
Okay.
near me. That's a 12.
That hits.
For 10 damage.
Okay.
If the target is a creature, it must succeed on a DC 13 Strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
That is a success.
Alright, and then that's my turn.
Okay. Sal'enna, you got 1 that's on you. Oh.
Well, with that, we're gonna do Vampiric Touch.
Mm-hmm.
Cast that for 19 to hit.
That hits.
13 damage. And I think that's all it's going to do. Are Bob and Rob still engaged with any of the creatures?
Yeah, they would definitely have 1 in front of them if they were
There's still one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's 2 that are there, so yeah, they would be able to hit either one of the ones that are down on the ground.
Okay. Yeah, they're gonna go ahead and make their attacks here. 17
Hit.
and a 12.
Hit.
Okay. One and one.
I sneezed on him.
Yep.
Okay.
Should be weird coming from a skelly, so that's creepy.
It was
Alright.
just like more like blowing dust.
Phoenix.
I am going to. Are any within 5 feet of me?
Mm-hmm. 1 is.
One is. I am bonus action going to bring up my spiritual weapon
Okay.
at 2nd level.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can find 2nd level spells. And I'm gonna take a swipe at him
Mm-hmm.
for 22.
Okay.
Assuming that hits.
Yep.
That'll be 8 points of damage.
Okay. That one immediately just.
Okay. And then I want to back up towards the cart, taking my spiritual guardians with me.
Okay. Cool. And that's the first time that they enter the range of it. They have to make the saving throw.
Yes.
Cool. is a pass, and it's you said 16 is the save.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's a fail.
He'll do 12 points of damage this turn.
Success. All right. Success, fail, success. So take 3 goes to 12. Goes to 16. Okay.
And then one that I can tell took damage
Mhm.
as an action. I'd like to toll the dead
Okay.
as a cantrip.
Yeah.
Wisdom save of 16.
It's a fail.
They're gonna take 2d8 necrotic damage, and that's 11.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
All right. The 3 hyenas on the cart are gonna make attacks. So 2 against you, Swift. 23 and 11.
First one, yes, second one, no.
Okay. That is 10 points of piercing damage. And then the one against Sal'enna is a 16 to hit.
16. I'm gonna pop my shield.
Again. Okay.
Did you say damage?
That's what
Yeah,
level
10 points of piercing
spell-
damage.
Spell slot level 1 through 4 anyways.
Yeah, shield's great.
Okay.
After playing Sal'enna, which is the lesser quality version of Baldur's Gate, it's still pretty good. I think it's still pretty good. I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3, so I don't really know. But
Oh, it's good.
I think Celeste is pretty good. I didn't realize how shield functioned.
Yeah.
And it is actually pretty badass. Especially if you got a bunch of useless 1 levels. Once you move past level 1 spell slots.
Shield,
Total.
shield. One reaction every
Yeah.
round.
Yeah. Okay. That is the end of their turn. So Swift, it is yours.
Or do I still have 2 on me?
Yes.
Okay, I'll stick with the short sword then. 24 to hit.
Okay. That hits.
9 damage. And then 16 to hit.
Hits. Is this against the same one?
Yeah. And then 11 damage.
Piercing through one, the hyena just kind of seizes up and falls off the side of the cart dead. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. He's back into it. Still hits the stage. That is a fail on your spiritual guardians. So roll damage for me, Krista.
Yes.
The one hyena that's down in front of.
Will I
Manny.
still get him, even with have moved
Mhm.
closer to the
Yeah.
others? Okay.
Yeah.
Spiritual Guardians. 10.
Okay.
What's it damage?
Yeah, it goes down. The start of its turn.
The best thing I ever learned is how to use that spell properly.
Manny, it is your turn.
Okay. So I'm gonna take another bite action on any of the ones in front of me. Any of the glowing ones still up, or can I drop concentration on that?
All the glowing ones are dead, yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna drop concentration. Just focus on biting the one in front of me. So let's see.
There's no longer one in front of you. There's one on each of the carts right now.
Each of the carts. Okay, I'm gonna jump up into the cart and lunge at one with a bite attack. Okay, well that's a nat 1, so I don't think that one's gonna hit.
Wait, 8:05 p.m. Got that one. Session.
And I think that's my turn.
Okay. What is everybody's passive perception, by the way?
You always ask this every session, and I keep going, man, I wish my passive perception was better. But it's only 10.
10? Okay.
14.
15.
15?
Don't really.
17.
15 as a wolf.
15 is a wolf. Okay.
Passive don't really raise, do they?
It is based on your actual perception
Yeah.
score. So if you raise your perception, then it raises your passive. If you're proficient in perception, then it raises your passive. Because your passive is 8 plus your proficiency, plus the actual, like, whatever the proficiency bonus is for that, so plus.
Okay, I can't promise these will turn out, but they'll be good at least.
Okay. Sal'enna, it is your turn. There is one on you and one on the other card then.
Same. Basically, I don't have to recast the spell. Let me verify that real quick for you.
Necrotic
Because
touch.
it's a concentration spell, vampire touch. So until I lose concentration, I can
Yep.
Tell the spell ends, you can make the attack again on each move turn. So
Yeah.
that's basically my rhythm right now. For now, I still haven't lost any HP, so that's a 22 to hit.
That hits.
And that's 15 necrotic damage.
Okay.
Okay, and then Bob and Rob, we're gonna do the fancy save. 24, 28.
Both hit. Both attacking the one in front of you, or
They move off to the other cart to help out the rangers.
okay.
Not much this time either. They got rusty weapons. I need to pirate their weapons. A 2 for one and a 1 for the other for a total of 3.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
Is the end of Sal's turn.
Okay. Phoenix.
I'm gonna take my spiritual weapon and bop who's ever closest to me.
Okay. They're equal distance, so you can choose. Do you want to hit the one that's on Sal'enna's card or the one that's on Swift's card?
Which one is engaged in my?
Both
are they
of them are.
both? Okay. Then the one in Sal'enna's.
Okay. The cards are pretty much lined up right behind each other,
Okay.
and both Sal'enna and Swift are kind of on the insides of the cards, while the hind ends are on the outside ends of the cards.
That'll be a 16.
Okay.
15.
That hits.
7 plus 8 is 15.
That hits.
Okay. I was like,
And you said you're hitting the one on which card?
Sal'enna's.
Okay.
And that'll be 7 points of damage with my spiritual weapon.
Okay, it immediately gets knocked sideways off the card, lands with a thud, and kind of kicks, and then stops twitching.
And then can I see the other one on hers
Mhm.
from where I'm at?
Yep.
I'm gonna toll the dead on that.
Okay.
That'll be a wisdom save 16.
Okay. Fail.
I'd like to say, toll the dead does more damage than my spiritual weapon. 15 necrotic damage.
Damn. Okay. End of your turn
Yes.
is the start of the hyena's turn. It's going to make a wisdom. Fails the wisdom saving throw.
For that, I'm just gonna let D&D Beyond roll for me. And that'll be 19 points of damage.
Okay. Immediately it just fries up to a crisp in the radiant light, curls
Little-
over.
Fireflies just
Bing, bing, bing. Oh. Hey, listen.
There's a slight lull, like half a second. You're like, okay, that's the hyenas. Your dagger of warning is still.
No.
It's a 21 to hit.
What's hitting me? It hits, but
Yeah.
what do I...
Immediately, you guys see this stone come flying, lobbed out of the grass field, and just smashes into Manny. What are my d10s?
My spiritual guardians are up for 10 minutes. I just had to check for that.
Oh my god.
Don't say that.
It's just all high. That is 29 bludgeoning damage. As you guys watch as a large boulder just pelts right into the side of this wolf.
Give a yelp.
Rolls off. You guys look into the field, and two large, pot-bellied hill giants are kind of wandering towards you at this point. Brrr, carrying clubs. Another rock is hurled, this time at you.
Oh. I don't like it.
18 to hit.
18 hits.
Okay.
Yeah, armor class 17.
Okay.
Don't take as much damage as I did.
18. 23 points of bludgeoning damage. As one of the rocks pelts you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be half the damage, I believe, so con saving of 12, because we always round up.
Okay, Constitution saving throw. Dang it. 19!
Okay. Spirit Guardians are still
Yay!
up. They are currently 60 feet out from you.
My spiritual... Oh, no, the hill.
The hill giants are
Okay.
currently 60 feet out from you.
Gotcha.
As they're moving in, that is the end of your turn. Swift, it is your turn.
Okay. I was just checking it. Spiritual weapon is
I
not
am
awesome.
going to use my bonus action to put Slayer's Prey on one of them.
Okay.
Wait, how far away
60
are they?
feet.
Perfect. Yep.
Okay.
It's exactly 60 feet, so we're good.
It's what she needs to
And I'm going to try and hit them with my longbow, and I'm gonna take my -5.
Okay.
I haven't taken it yet.
be. We're proud of you.
Roll. 10.
That's a miss.
Go figure.
One never knows because they're giants, and I don't know why they wouldn't have good.
Oh. 7.
Miss.
No, 8.
Miss, yeah. These are big, pot-bellied giants. Their
Can't believe I
mouth kind of
missed
sags
that.
over. They're wearing nothing but essentially this like leather loincloth in front of them, carrying these large clubs. But yeah, just right over them, out into the grass. Manny, it is your turn.
I'm going to use my bonus action to get out of my direwolf form and yell to them in giant, "What are you doing here?" And then cast Flaming Sphere, kind of like
Right in the center of them,
right in the middle, yeah,
between the two. Okay.
between them.
Does that ignite burnable surfaces?
I
assume so.
It
I can look it up.
say.
I can look it up.
Oh, it does ignite flammable objects not being worn or carried, and sheds bright light in a 20-foot radius.
Okay. You watch immediately as the light envelops the two giants on either side, and the grass around them immediately singes to a crisp, and then you see as little flames start popping up and starting to like creep through the grass around.
Oh. Do I roll for damage?
Yeah.
So DC 13 dex
Dex
save.
saves. 13.
13.
One success, one fail.
Okay. So he's going to take half damage. $18 damage in total.
Okay.
So one takes 18, the other takes 9.
Okay. All right. End of your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Sal'enna.
I'm going to protection send them off towards these two giants. I'm gonna look at Bob, and I'm going to cast Polymorph to turn him into a yellow musk zombie.
Okay.
Okay.
So I can only polymorph the same CR.
It's same or lesser CR, right?
Yes. But in future, if I choose to animate a dead while it becomes a skeleton or a zombie, you're supposed to give me game stats.
It's just the regular zombie or skeleton stats.
Even if I kill a creature higher.
Oh.
So,
I'll have to look into it, yeah.
Yeah, just something to think about
Yeah.
as I'm thinking about it. But anyhow, Yellow Musk Zombie
Okay.
has a couple different immunities. Has the same undead fortitude, just describing this to everybody out there, and then has a higher hit point count. So now Bob is less squishy than he previously
Can you polymorph? I think polymorph only works turning them into beasts, right?
What was that?
A polymorph? I'm pretty sure you can only turn things into beasts for polymorph. I'll double check. Just thinking about it. Because that was the I think polymorph wild shape is.
Void effects has no effect on a shape ranger with 0 points. Can any piece whose challenge
Yeah,
rating?
it's a beast.
Oh, okay. Well,
So that's why most people do like apes or bears or
Yeah.
dinosaurs.
Turn into a master Pleoclurodon.
Well then, give me half a second. Because he's
Yep.
being changed into something. I'm going with that direction.
Okay.
Monster type beasts.
Phoenix, you're gonna be up next, by the way.
Yeah. Are you still looking things up? Can I go?
Yeah.
Because she's just gonna take out her staff.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna lean on it, and she's gonna from there cast Mass Cure Wounds.
Okay.
It's gonna be a swarm of ravens because I fucking love ravens. So Bob is now a swarm of fucking ravens.
Oh, yeah.
Swarm of fucking ravens.
If you want to roll Mass Cure Wounds, since
Okay.
that's your.
And it'll
action.
be. It says for choose up to 6 creatures. So
It would be
even
the
if-
4 of you and. Yeah.
and the other 2 if.
Yeah.
And I don't know what everybody needs, so that's just gonna be how it goes. We use 5 charges from there. So if you need healing, you have 14 points of healing. It's not the greatest amount, but it'll heal you 14.
I'll take it.
And since you're not wild shape, that's in your base form.
Yeah.
Take it. Yeah. We can continue my turn after. If you know what you're doing, Collin.
Yeah. Ravens are gonna approach the left one from my view.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna start pecking at him and trying to cause general chaos around that area. So
Yeah, make an attack.
causing a cacophony. I'll see myself out.
Colin left. You're good.
What do you
We
call-
can stay in our house a
What do you
little
call two ravens on a log?
What?
Or no, is it ravens? Yeah. I was thinking ravens versus crows. What do you call two ravens on a log?
Huh.
Attempted murder.
That's going to be a 19 to hit.
Hit. Because a group of ravens is called murder.
I know.
Ah, ah.
8 points of damage to Rob.
Okay.
I think they've actually changed it so that a group of ravens is actually called an unkindness.
Oh, what? That's mean.
Yeah.
I dislike
murder.
I love that.
And then Rob is just gonna
A group
walk
of
off,
crows is
follow
full of
the
murder.
raven.
Oh, it's a group of crows. That's what I was like group of ravens. Wait, might be crows. No, I think it's ravens.
He's gonna attempt to make his regular attack there for a 21.
21 hit. Is he making a ranged
Actually,
attack?
just learned that the other day.
He has to be, right? Because
I
it's
thought
60
it was
feet.
murders too.
The unkindness.
He would have been moving
I
up
didn't
on
know
that.
it was
He does have
a
short
bonus.
bow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd probably be a short bow attack.
I never heard that.
Oh.
One that pisses me off the most is a group of starfish. What do you think it would be called? I would have guessed
Cluster.
a constellation or something. They're
Mm.
starfish.
Group of
It's called the
stars.
galaxy.
So cute.
Huh?
3
It's a
points.
galaxy of starfish.
That's so
You
cute.
know?
Yeah.
It's a smack of
A
jellyfish.
smack of jellyfish.
And a crash of rhinos.
Ah.
So I have a crash of
3
rhinos
points.
tattooed on me.
A crash of rhinos.
And that's what I've got for now. Is
It was like the what do you call it? What do you call a group of baboons? Congress.
Congress, yeah. Actually, I think that's a
I'm
group
not
of
distracted
eagles.
at all.
Is a Congress.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, and owls it's like a parliament of owls, which
Parliament
I think is
owl.
really funny.
Phoenix.
If anybody does watch
Yeah,
this,
baboons
please
is
share your
technically
favorite,
yeah
the-
a group of baboons is actually called a troop, but it's
So-
just a joke that's like
Yeah.
To be
it's
fair,
Congress.
people do watch it. There is some.
I would really like to
Streaming
know what your
analytics.
favorite is.
Yeah, there's some good ones out there.
Yeah. We can create a
Uh,
poll for
TikTok
TikTok or Reel.
Phoenix already did that. Did you have a bonus
I
action?
did my action.
Yep.
As my bonus action, I don't think I think it can only go. Can only go 20 feet in front of me. I'm gonna move my. I'm gonna move my spiritual weapon 20 feet in front of me.
Okay.
And then, can I find a place where I can move to that would put me safer from flying rocks than out in the open?
Probably you'd have to take cover behind the cart.
Okay. Well, okay. Then I will leave my spiritual weapon where it's at and move behind the cart. Because I'm assuming that's about 15
Mhm.
feet.
Yeah, you can get around the cart
Okay.
with your 30 feet movement.
Okay. And then I move my spiritual weapon 20 feet in front of me. Whatever
Okay.
that may be.
Yeah, so it'll be like right on the edge of the grass.
Okay.
Sweet. All right. Another flying rock is gonna come hurling at. Let's just do this. Okay. It's gonna come hurling at. Is it which one is not a thing of ravens right now? Bob or
Rob is not a thing.
Okay. That's a miss.
An unkindness of ravens.
An unkindness of ravens. Okay. Rock thrown at Rob misses. The other one is
It
gonna
looks like Rob is trying to laugh at the giant, but it's just like. You see some dust flying out of his mouth.
You okay there, Rob?
the hill giant's gonna make 2 great
No,
club
Rob's a
attacks
zombie.
against
Yeah, I know.
Rob Zombie. That is a miss plus
I
a
got you, babe.
23 to hit on the Ravens.
23 to hit on the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
Or former skeleton.
Takes a lot less to hit on me.
His AC is probably
12.
yeah.
Yeah, you hit.
All right. 19 plus 24 points of bludgeoning damage as one of the clubs
He has
just
resistance to bludgeoning.
huh
He has resistance to bludgeoning.
resistance,
As a swarm.
but not immunity.
Yeah.
So 24 halved is 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Is
And then does it
popping
need to
out?
make a saving throw to hold its form?
I don't. I think it's till it's reduced to 0.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I'm learning.
Yep,
about
transformation
Collin.
lasts duration until target drops to 0 hit points. The new form can any base to challenge rating equally up. Okay. And then they're both gonna move 40 feet forward. So now they're only 20
Does
feet.
Rob get a opportunity attack as they move past him? They're gonna move because Rob moved up at least 30 of those feet of the 60.
Yeah. I'd probably say one then stops with Rob and then the other goes past.
Okay, that's fine.
The one that threw a rock will then approach him, and then the other will keep going 40 feet up to the edge of the grass. Cool. Swift, it is your turn.
Okay.
Bob's name is Sword.
Sorb.
Swarm of Ravens, Bob.
Swarm.
I just put initials down for the encounter right in the notes, and it came out as Sword, and he's like,
Swarm of Ravens, Bob.
Sword. Good old sword.
Okay, I'm gonna try and hit him with my longbow again and do the -5 and hopefully not roll low again.
Come on, I was just ranting at the beginning of this session.
Sure you don't want unkind Bob.
13 to hit.
That hits. Go get him
Okay,
Ub.
cool. 24 plus
Ub would get a attack of opportunity though.
27
Oh, yeah.
damage.
Okay.
27. Okay.
I'll
Is
say-
that the one that's at the edge of the grass, or the one that is stopped a little bit into the grass next to the zombie?
The edge of the edge of the grass. Sure.
Okay. And you said how much?
I'm gonna remember 27.
Okay.
Gosh.
And then again, I'll try it. Oh, this one will hit. This is a 23 to hit
Okay.
with my -5.
Yep.
24. 24 damage.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Manny.
I'm going to.
One is 20 feet out, one is 30 feet out.
Okay, and they moved 40 feet from the burning sphere.
One moved 40 feet, one moved 30 feet.
Okay, so I'm going to bonus action ram the burning sphere or
Mhm.
flaming sphere into the one that's 30 feet,
Okay.
and then as a normal action, we'll just transform into a giant boa constrictor.
All right. Does do you need to make an attack against the giant with the flaming sphere, or?
Yeah, I believe it's another save, so DC or Dex 13.
Fail.
Fail. Alright, so that's full damage. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I believe it's the full amount of damage. Because when it ends its turn, that's where the flaming sphere does damage at. But if you ram it, that's when it reapplies the damage. So it's going to take 15 points of fire damage.
Okay.
As this flaming sphere just kind of like whooshes over the grass, rams hard into the.
Yeah, you can tell that an ember is picked up and there is grass burning in this field now.
Oh.
Flame is starting to spread.
Well, let's see. I guess if I dismiss the flaming sphere, the fire is still going to be spreading.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, instead of turning into a giant boa constrictor, I'm going to use Druidcraft. works, I can instantly light or snuff out a candle, torch, or small campfire.
Okay.
It doesn't give a range of 30 feet.
I would say that you're able to snuff out like a section of flame.
Okay, yeah, I'll
It's
just...
still growing in other areas, but
Uh-huh. Alright, I'll do somewhat damage control. on
yeah,
that.
spending your bonus action. Okay.
Mhm. And that's my turn.
Okay. Sal'enna.
We're gonna do a very stiffness against the reacted for a 15 to hit. Sword did.
Mm-hmm. Hit.
And then did 9 points of damage as he's particularly trying to like peck at the hands of this giant at the sea. Is it carrying anything? Is it carrying any sort of modular weapon or anything?
It's carrying a large wooden club.
It would be trying to peck at the fingers in
Okay.
particular to see if it can disrupt or distract. And then Ray of Sickness hit that same one that's the Ravens are at for 14 to hit.
Hits.
So, and we're just doing it at second level, so it's only 15 points of damage, but it needs to make a con of 16, otherwise it's poisoned.
Sorry, give me 1 second. 15, 64. Okay, sorry. How much damage?
15 points, and then a con of 16.
It's a pass. 17.
Okay, so it's not poisoned.
Okay.
Then it's turn. Now we're gonna get back to Sorb, and he is going to attempt to hit.
Good old sword.
Good old Sorb. I want to get everybody. Sal is already thinking, like mid-battle, she's like, I want to get everybody's reaction on Sorb.
Yeah, right. We've known Bob for so long
I
now
know.
that he is a
I
sword.
was telling you, you need to talk to him. Now, these birds.
He's got layers,
These
man.
birds.
He's got depth.
10 for Sorb. Hit.
Hit. Miss.
Miss. Okay.
Miss.
She miss. And then Rob is going to be running over, going to Pam and trying to poke at her. Uh, 14 to hit.
Yep. Hit.
That's 6 points of damage.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
It is, sorry.
Phoenix.
So, she's going to, she's really frustrated, so she's just kind of cursing these little giants, or these big giants. And we're going to channel divinity for the first time for Path to the Grave.
Yeah.
So it'll be for the one that's 20 feet away.
It's because you're on the other side of the cart. It's currently 35 feet away from you.
Oh, okay. Well, then I will move up to where
Back around the
it's
cart.
within 30 feet of me.
Okay, so you get kind of between the carts.
Yeah. And so the next time you or an ally of yours hits a cursed creature with an attack, the creature has vulnerability to all that attack damage, and then the curse ends.
Okay.
And I am going to toll the dead on it.
Okay.
And that's a wisdom save of 16.
Okay.
And it's already taken damage, correct?
It's a failure. Yeah.
I think I did that wrong the last time. Because
Luckily we have gracious DM that helps us work through new things.
Polymorph, tolling the dead.
Well,
it needs
because
2d12.
I let a player totally disabuse polymorph in the last campaign, or one of my last campaigns. Completely.
What'd they do?
It'll be 10 points of radiant
I'm a dragon.
damage. Or
Oh, he
necrotic
turned some
damage.
guy into a false hydra or something,
Yeah.
some sort of hydra or something like that. And I was like, what? Wait.
Jesus.
It's 10 points of necrotic damage,
Okay.
but I don't know if they're now vulnerable to necrotic damage or.
Yes, please.
What is the ability state?
It's says, the next time you or an ally of
Sorry,
yours
yeah,
hits the
shitty.
cursed creature with an attack, the creature has vulnerability to all of that attack's damage.
Yeah. Yeah. So it'd have vulnerability to necromancy or necrotic. Sorry. Damage.
Okay. And then the curse ends on it. So I think
Okay.
it's now just
Vulnerable to necrotic damage.
yeah.
Okay.
So,
So any future necrotic damage, it deals double damage then,
Okay.
or is it that one?
that'll be the chair.
I think it's that one.
Oh,
It
okay.
says to that attack's
Yeah.
damage.
Okay. Okay.
So I think it deals double
Okay.
necrotic damage.
So it deals 20 damage instead.
Yeah.
Okay.
But now the curse is over, and I don't
Yep.
think it
No, it doesn't
The
carry
next
over into the
turn.
others. Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
is.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Bonus action, move my spiritual weapon 20 feet up.
Mm-hmm.
Can it hit it?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. You don't even have to move it. It can hit it. It's right on the edge of the grass. Remember, one of them's. up
Oh,
on the
that's
edge of the
right.
grass.
That's not. I'm gonna hit because it moved. The table moved. Collin's bouncy leg.
That was me.
Your bouncy leg.
Hey, the new table will be sturdy.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I
cool.
think
You might not have everything,
because
for
of
your
that.
session,
Where's my
but
spiritual
it'll be at
weapon?
least a table.
12.
That's all I need.
12 points of damage or 12 to
No, 12 to hit.
hit? Miss.
Miss. Okay.
Okay.
Then that's it. That's my turn.
Okay. Giants are gonna take their turns. One of them's gonna make 2 attacks against Rob.
Rob!
That is a. What's that?
If they're within 15 feet of me,
Mhm.
or if they come into 15
16 to
feet.
hit and a 19 to hit.
Rob! That's a low AC.
Okay.
So, yeah, you can hit him.
Yeah.
He'll be back.
11, 16, 19.
Can't you like glue them back together once he's
This
there?
is zombies, so technically when he hits 0, if he rolls right, he doesn't die.
Oh, that's right. That's the annoying thing about the zombies in this game. You can't kill them like one heart.
Okay, so 16 damage first then. Or
yeah.
sorry, 18 damage first.
Okay.
Does that go down? It still
no,
has.
he's still,
Okay.
he's still standing. He's stirred boy.
He's got some
Rob
fleshy
zombie
bones.
ain't no bitch.
Ain't no bitch.
21 points of bludgeoning damage.
Total? With both attacks?
No, the second attack is 21.
Okay. Now he has to roll.
Okay. Constitution.
Yeah.
It's half the damage.
Let's see. DC of 5 plus the damage taken.
Oh. 5 plus the damage taken. So it'll have to make a DC of 26.
Good luck.
Constitution saving throw.
I think he's gonna go down.
Yeah.
I just imagine it as the giant just stomp on him.
Yeah.
Fee,
So he, like,
fi, fo, fum.
swings one club and then just like steps over it, like steps onto it as it just keeps walking forward and approaching the cart. It moves now up to and adjacent with the cart. It is across from your cart, so it's looking straight down on you.
Krista, what do you want to have happen when it got too close?
Well, when it's within 15 feet
It is.
of me, it's going to enter spiritual guardians. Because they're still up.
Yeah.
So
The second
wisdom
one
save 16.
is wisdom save 16. Okay. That is a fail and a pass. So roll damage.
16 points of damage.
Okay.
And that would be 8
16,
for...
8. Okay. The second one is going to approach and make 2 club attacks against you. You can make an attack of opportunity with your crows.
Sorb, good old Sorb. I do have the cloak of displacement, so they have disadvantage. So I'm like kind of fuzzy,
Okay.
hazy looking in the night.
Is a miss.
That's gonna be a 17.
That hits.
18.
AC 16. How much damage?
19 to hit you with the second attack. I'm just waiting for Sorb's damage.
Okay.
4 points damage.
Okay. Okay. One great club attack against you hits. The other one misses. That is 10, 18, 19 points of bludgeoning damage. And it is right on top of you.
I have to do a Constitution saving throw for, I think, the flaming sphere.
Yes. So it's a 19, 10. You gotta roll a 10.
I have to roll 10.
Or
Okay.
higher on your
I do
Constitution
have-
saving throw.
Advantage.
Warcaster.
Yeah. 13.
Okay. Pass. Swift, your turn.
Okay.
That's me.
Taking my -5.
Yeah. There's not one within melee with you. There's one within melee of Sal, not within you, because he's between you guys.
Well, shoot. Hurry up, Swift.
I thought you were supposed to be Swifty.
20 to hit.
Hit. You would understand it in giant.
I think we
But
both would. 'Cause we're both
as they approach, kind of look at the dead hyenas and look at you, and they're just hungry.
27
soup.
damage.
27
Just wanna
damage.
eat.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they got 4 dead
27
hyenas they
damage.
could eat.
Yeah.
Okay. You thump right through the eye of the one that's on top of you. Just, ooh, hungry. Falls to the ground. Okay. There's a second one.
Bonus action, move my Slayer's Prey over to that one
Mm-hmm.
and try and hit him with my longbow. -5. 20 to hit.
Hit. Doesn't have that much health.
14 damage.
That doesn't.
Dang. I was going to try to
Uh,
convince him to be like,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Thunk, thunk. 2 arrows, one each. Both giants just fall to the ground. At which point your dagger stops pinging you. It
get rid of
seems
the
to,
sphere.
yeah, seems to go into a bit of a lull again.
I bring my spiritual weapon down, but I keep my guardians up. I like them. I
Just
have 10 minutes.
fire to control on the other fire that's
Druidcraft going out and starting to like,
and when it looks like it's just like I'm slinging mud, just
Yeah.
like trying to put out fire wherever I can,
Yeah.
like mud. There,
it's,
mud
I mean,
there.
it's tall grass, but luckily you're right next to the ocean, and so there is a cool watery breeze that comes through that keeps it from burning too hard. It's not like super dry grass. Even like heavy waves that crash will carry water into this, so it's not dry. So luckily you're able to put it out, leaving minimal. Still definitely
Some
like
burned areas, yeah.
some burned areas, but minimal. No forest fires or field fires that start.
Would I know anything on either of these beings that would get us a good price, like in a big town?
Off the giants or
Giants or the hyenas?
Yeah, hyena ears are common for like potion making, and hyena teeth, especially giant hyena teeth, you could probably get a small amount of gold for. For giants, again, there's like some minor. Give me a medicine check. Colin, can you want to switch back to just like ambient music?
25.
Yeah, I would say that. Do you know that like giant toes are used for stuff, like different little small body parts, and you're able to like quickly cut off some pieces here
Yeah,
and there.
harvest. And then I would put I have a haversack.
Okay.
So
Can I get them toes?
more the ears. There's a lot more.
Roll me a
hyenas.
D100.
If you like dead stuff, why not make one of these guys come back to life and fight for us?
28.
28. Yeah, I would say you're able to pull approximately 28 gold worth of goods off of these bodies.
Okay.
I'm not gonna make you have to role play pitching them and selling them to the shop.
Okay.
You can just add 28 gold.
Thank you. Well, that was worth the few nights at the inn that we had and all of that, so.
Yeah, the carts seem undamaged. The horses don't seem affected. Especially since they get untied from the carts at night to lay down and tied to posts. You actually noticed that the shopkeepers had untied them and moved them down to the sandy embankment. Looking over this, there is a Rob is flattened, a little pancake. Both rangers and both cart drivers seem fine. Looking into the sandy embankment, you do see the squished remains of what look like giant crabs in the sand.
Oh.
The rangers seem to have a good chunk of like guts on them, and there's obviously some that like are squashed and stabbed, and others with arrows poking out of them.
Oh look, it's on his dinner.
This many giant creatures here?
Well, this is the problem that we've been having here. Giant creatures making their way south in areas that they shouldn't be. This is the first time we've seen giants this far south, which is a little bit more troubling than the actual creatures themselves. But yes, a lot of them have taken up refuge in the rolling hills here. It's made the roads around Nix and Lakefront very, very dangerous, and it's actually cut off all trade between us. Lakefront is only being supplied by a boat, and Nix is only being supplied by the Northern Road.
Can I cast Enemy Dead on one of the giants?
They're not considered humanoid,
Okay.
so I don't think so, but I can pull up Animate Dead to be sure.
They don't have toes.
They don't have to
Yeah, they're
wobbly.
gonna have zero balance.
What?
You have zero balance.
cut off their
They cut off
toes.
their toes. I need to start remembering the gentle repose thing so he can't use them.
Yeah, because they're considered huge and
Huge.
giant.
Yes. Okay.
Giant being that like humanoid versus beast versus demon. Giant is its own class of creature type.
Okay. That's fair.
Oh, corpse of medium. Choose a pile of bones or corpse of a medium or small humanoid within range. Yeah.
And where did this all happen? Was this past the port of?
No, this is halfway between the town you're in and or the fishing village and the port town.
Okay.
I can turn this guy around so you guys can see. But right where the cliffs, right where the rolling hills get closest to the road at that junction there, that is about where you guys were attacked. So it's right where the rolling cliffs, or the rolling hills in the open field between Lakefront, Nix, and Hornhill are at the closest to the road.
Okay.
You guys are able to catch a night's rest. The group decides to move the carts about an hour's journey north on the road, to get farther away from the hills as well as the smell. As you notice that hill giants don't smell that good. You guys can take a long rest.
Oh, sweet. Thank goodness. It was getting dicey.
And you guys are easily off to the road again. It only takes a couple more days, unbothered for the most part, for you guys to reach the port town, the port of Hornhill. This is less of a town than the fishing village, and it's more of a trade port. Seems to be, there's a couple warehouses and only like a couple buildings and one tavern. Seems like a lot of people don't live here year round, and instead most people that do populate here probably live on Hornhill Island and then just make the journey across the channel early in the morning. There are ships coming up from the south that make port, and then there are ships that are traveling in between here in Hornhill, but there's no ships heading north because Nix does not have a port. This is the last stop. This is the last stop before Nix. You guys have another week's journey on the road to Nix, but there's nothing in between.
I want to ask if there's a guard, if they've encountered any like giant encounters, or if there's been like any weird black hand symbols that they've seen, like raiding parties, or anything that would help investigate kind of what we're looking at in Nix.
Yeah, approaching one of the guards at the dock, who is wearing kind of like a seafarer's lighter leather gear. Looks over. No, we don't get any giants around here. No giant creatures, nothing. We have heard of the roaming creatures. Nyx has passed on the information to us. A little bit too far northeast of the rolling hills there. And at this point you notice, like, from the port you can barely see the rolling hills off in the distance. You guys have snaked away from them out onto kind of an outcropping, almost like a peninsula, but not quite. I can show you that again.
Oh, I got the map over here.
Okay, yeah. That's where that little anchor is. Nope, no larger creatures of sorts. The only issues we ever come across are any sort of sea animals or creatures in the waters. Nothing too heavy yet.
Oh, what are these?
No big cookies?
Sword would just be a couple of them would land on me, and the others would
I think
flutter.
with polymorph it would end, right?
Good catch.
Would it?
Yeah, because true polymorph, if I recall, true polymorph will last a long time, but regular polymorph, unless you hold, I gotta look.
Hey.
Yeah, it only lasts an hour.
Okay. Well, sword would be back then.
Yeah, I have her so.
As a swarm of ravens or as Bob?
Well, Bob.
As
Bob
okay.
would be back in the pack. Yeah, I think it's true polymorph is the one where if you stay in your true polymorph form for so long, then it like becomes a permanent transition or something. But I don't know.
What's
It's
it?
a 9th level spell.
Yeah, what is it that dragons use? Do dragons transform into humans in this?
I think they just have the natural natural ability to shapeshift.
Oh.
This is what I wanted.
This is good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Luke, would you like one?
I am all good right now, thank you. Okay. Yeah. Again, you guys stop for a night.
Do we go into Hornhill or do we stay at the port? I'd like to stay at the port if there's housing there.
Yeah.
There's one in.
There's
Okay.
there's
Oh, there's
yeah
one,
there's
okay.
one in
Cool.
that you guys are able to make rest for the night and get some rooms. Again, they drop off a couple barrels for trade, and the cart set off first thing in the morning. Another week passes to Nyx. Was in total from the tower to Nyx has been just about a month, including the journey to Legatio. Some sections of the journey taking 4 days, 6 days, an actual full 7-day week, but it's been about a month now.
I feel
These guys have
one
left.
guys.
You age?
Yeah, so do you.
You don't know.
Yes, I do.
You don't know that.
About a day's journey outside of Nyx, you guys will enter the Yew Forest, approaching.
You don't know anything about me. I could be a god. I'm just saying.
Gods age. It just has no effect on them. Like, they still go through time. So they still
But
are
they don't get
aging.
older.
They've gotten older.
They don't get older.
They've got whatever I want.
They're
This is a year.
eternity. Not that I believe in gods.
She's the religious expert.
But she can't answer me.
Did I answer? I think you did. I think I did.
Approaching the tree line, you guys see the
Nyx.
Yew. To Nyx. Yeah, so you don't see the city of Nyx. Instead, you see this dense forest in front of you. Yew trees, if you guys haven't seen them before, only grow 5 to 10 feet before sprouting its branches. It's
Oh,
heavy
yeah.
branches in all direction, like a tangled web of tall bushes.
I actually think that tree up there is actually technically a yew of some sort.
Mhm.
It's very dark out.
I know it is.
Yeah, always was a reflection.
But it is like.
As
several
we go
trees
in, can
long.
I do Eyes of the Grave again?
Yeah. This is a good example of what a yew tree looks like. It is a tangled mess of tree line here, and it seems.
Specific yew that we have outside.
Yeah.
You can tell by how it looks.
You can tell it's a yew
only
by the way
how
it
looks,
is.
so.
The forest looks dense enough that it would be almost impossible to just wander through. You'd have to snake your way through and climb over and under branches. But it seems carved not by hand, but almost by nature. There is a perfect tunnel that rides right through the branches. All the trees kind of break and create this archway of interlocking branches that creates a natural pathway just tall enough for somebody to take a cart through with their horses, or ride a horse through. Interesting enough, a quick comparison is like a person riding horseback standing at 15 feet would be right below the tree line, but if a giant that stands at 20 to 30 feet came through, they would have to get on all fours and actually crawl through this tunnel. They wouldn't be able to walk through it, and it creates this natural barrier. You guys enter the forest, and it does seem to get a little bit darker, but not by much. There still seems to be a lot of light that comes through. The canopy branches on the yew trees are not nearly as dense as you're used to seeing farther south in pine and oak forests. Traveling through, it takes you the full day of travel, and I forgot to prep the images, but I need to find 2 images to send to your guys' group chat of just examples of what it kind of looks like.
I'm probably gonna revert back to like the Furbolg's like natural, larger form.
Same here.
Just to be like more that giant type setting.
Yeah.
We're just a bunch of big
About
goose.
7 feet tall.
Yeah.
Yeah. To where we probably shouldn't stand on the cart as it's going through. Well, I don't know. The cart's not going to be 8 feet.
Is it too dense for me to be jumping from like the limb to limb?
Being that forests are your natural terrain, I would say it would normally be considered difficult terrain, but you're able to make it through at the same walking speed that anybody else would be able to get through. You're able to get up into that. Essentially, while you guys are walking under this tunnel of branches, she is hopping over it and through it, 15 feet above you.
Okay.
Cool. You guys break the tree line, and again, these are pictures that I don't have the rights for. Just so the stream is aware, I don't have the rights to these photos. They're stripped strictly from the internet to help you guys visualize it. The town you're entering, almost all the buildings are single-story wood buildings with maybe a little bit of cobblestone framing at the bottom, a base that it sits on. Each of the roofs have a grassy set to it, so it seems that dirt and grass soil is on top of each of these roofs, which creates a natural rain barrier. Yew forest surrounds them in the backyard that create almost like a natural wall, but really you could just wander out into the woods. It'd be very difficult. The cobblestone road snakes through these patches of houses buried into the brush. You can see that it sits inside of the bowl of a cliffside mountain range, and water runs off of that cliffside down into a stream that runs and snakes kind of through the north end of the town and then travels down along the western embankment of the city. On the far side of that river or creek, you can see grassy fields and hills that roll up into the edge of the cliff, where there are much larger, well-designed, almost mansion-like homes that scatter that hillside. In the center of... I'll have to find this picture again, if I still have it. I don't know if I do. In the very center of this town stands a ginormous tall tree. Imagine a giant like redwood, in a sense. So you guys can better visualize it. A giant redwood stands in the center of this city. and there is a spiral staircase that goes clockwise around this tree to a large building, like a large tree house that is carved into and mounted onto this tree about 35 feet in the air. There it is. Oh, sorry, that's right. It splinters at the top. It's got the large trunk, so it is more like a giant U, and it splinters outward in all directions, and then sitting in that engravement of the tree as it splits is that giant building.
It's like Elder Scrolls has a town like this.
There is a railing that and a decking that goes all the way around that building, and as you guys move into the town, the rangers both stop, go, we're going to have to report into the guild, make sure that everyone's aware. We sent letters ahead. We'll show you to the Center Tavern in town. You guys have lodging set up for you there, free of charge. That building there on the center of the large tree, the giant U houses our town hall. That is where... that's where Lord Denner sits. He is Lord of Nyx. House Denner has been here since the city's first upbringing, and his forefathers were actually the ones that started the Rangers Corps. We will probably be having a town hall meeting at some point within the next week that you guys are welcome to attend if you are in the area. Feel free to ask around if you have any questions. But other than that, the guild hall is on the northeastern side of the city. Go to the river, don't cross the bridges, and just follow on the southern side of that river, and it'll take you to the guild hall.
You can do that.
Alright. They lead you to the to an inn. It sits right as so this river kind of lightning bolts through the city, where it comes down off the cliffside, cuts in front of those green hills that sit at the base of the cliffs and separate kind of the regular cobblestone city from those green hills with large mansions and huge yards, and then lightning bolts down the eastern side of the western side of the city. Right on the corner of where it turns south again, sits a larger building, 3 stories, and super wide. In front sits a giant sign with what looks to be a thorny bush in the title underneath, the Brambleberry. You guys will find lodging here. They're expecting the 4 of you. We'll be in touch, but you're welcome to come find us if you have any questions. And he points it out on your guys' map. The Giant's Grotto is just east of here. You need to exit the U Forest the way you came, travel along the southern border of the U Forest, and then follow the river east, and it will take you to the Giant's Grotto. That's where the giant creatures are from. That's where we imagine a lot of these creatures are fleeing from. Be warned though, giants patrol the area, and they're not kind to outside intruders. Don't cross down into the rolling hills. As you guys saw, there's a lot of dangerous creatures there. Giant creatures, hill giants, I guess, are now moving south, and that's news that we'll have to pass on. And rumors of a giant bird that's treated as its hunting grounds in the area. So stick to the tree lines if you can. Just be careful.
As long as it ain't no dragon.
No, not a dragon.
Is it a rock?
Other than the one that apparently you guys saw in the ancient city. I was gonna say I didn't think dragons were real, and no one's seen dragons for
They're real.
hundreds and thousands of
That's
years.
my granddad, grandpappy, man. You got taken by a dragon.
Alright.
Brought into the world by a
Oh.
stork, or taken away by a dragon. That's the way lives go.
Okay. Well, this one is feathered, so not
Never heard of
scaly.
a feather dragon.
I don't think it's a
not
dragon. All right. Anyways, you guys have a good night. And again, we'll see you soon. And they leave you guys there at the door of the inn.
So, before we find inn to go stay and shake off the dust from the travels of the last month, do we think that it warrants traveling further north and prepping a little bit in Nyx to essentially stock up on ourselves and abilities before press forward into the
Do you need
forest?
something warmer to wear?
Well, I'm assuming the further north we go, it means it gets colder, so probably yes.
I mean, I'm fine. I'm from the north.
We're built for this kind of terrain.
So, I don't need much. We should probably we should really try to find some healing potions. Do we have some?
I got these yummy apples.
We have our apples. Do we have any potions? Just sit there and think, if I go down,
Nope.
some of us can heal. She can heal. You can heal people, correct?
No, I can heal myself.
I can.
You've healed me before.
Through a spell from killing other people, yes.
Oh. We should stock up on
This
some
is why
healing
we like
potions.
death. Death is important.
I can cure some people.
You can cure some people.
If I practice a little
I
bit
don't
overnight,
enjoy
I
it,
think I
but
can
I
get the
can.
hang of it.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, then maybe we don't need potions. So what else are you thinking we might need?
Well, a little bit of rest.
Well, we have lodging.
You like information. You at least want to talk to some stupid priest in this town to figure out why the death is done the way that death is done.
No, I just like to know their medicines, all of it. It's learning.
You could just be more like me and create dead things.
Good. I am learning from you. I've learned quite a few things from you. I can now do that vampiric healing that you do.
I don't know that I like this. That sounds not as special.
Oh, I'm sorry, but it's true. I would also like to say you have at least two of us that can speak
Wrapped
giant.
around my finger? Oh.
Not wrapped around your finger. Two of us that speak giant. Instead of, I know this is gonna go against everything you stand for, but instead of just killing everything, we need to have a conversation first.
Why would I talk before I kill?
Well, because that way we know if there's something bigger that we'll have to kill later, and we don't waste it killing the small thing.
Well, hear me out also. I didn't kill any of the last stuff. That weren't me. And in fact, the
You
last
heard
several
the last thing.
battles
Just because
I
you don't cause anything to die doesn't
didn't
mean
hit
that you
first. They hit me first. We had a swarm of people the last time.
don't. And I'm not saying I'm
And we
against
saved
it.
people. I didn't
Yeah.
kill those people.
I'm not saying I'm
I
against
didn't
it.
kill those people. No
I'm
matter
just
what you
saying-
think Agnes said. I did not.
Grandma Gertrude back to
Gertrude,
life. after
Gertrude,
dying.
Agnes, whatever her face was.
I'm just saying as we move forward, especially.
Why are you worrying me?
I'm just saying to
Talk to the
every-
lower IQ over there.
I'm talking to every. He knows.
Hey,
Does
I
he?
can talk
He
to
talks
giants.
to giants.
Well, he didn't talk to these ones.
No, because we didn't have an opportunity, and I'm saying that
Case
sometimes we
and
won't.
Point.
But for this next excursion out, maybe we should try to talk to them before we kill them to figure out what's going on.
I
And
think
that
two
way
of us
we
all
have
agree.
further direction.
Yeah, I think words can get further than a sword can in this scenario.
Because what if we kill 50 of them and we still don't know why they're coming down? Whereas we could not kill the first ones we meet, talk to them. They might know and they might be able to direct us better on where to go next. Instead of guessing. Would you like to waste your time up north, or would you actually like to get things done?
I think we need to go find a giant spider.
Oh gosh.
Spiders know things.
Can you talk to spiders?
No.
Yeah, that's...
You've never had a pet spider.
Uh-uh.
You do not need a giant spider as a pet.
I'm just saying, they're quite handy, and they deal with pests, and they have poison, and they have fangs. All things that I kind of have too. There's some similarities with us.
You're a snake, you're not a spider.
I know that.
Okay.
I'm just saying they make good pets.
Just making sure you
And
understand.
companions and friends.
Before, we've had arguments on whether you were snake-like or not, so...
I'm really not that snaky.
You don't have to worry about pests if you just put some mud on you.
If we killed more, we wouldn't have to worry about more pests. I'm kind of seeing some of these giants as pests. Obviously, they're stirring up
Well,
local
yes.
trauma.
And we might wind up killing a lot of them, but I'm saying, let's talk first, kill second.
I like that.
Not
plan.
kill first and then go, oh fuck, we should have talked to them.
I feel
Once
like
they're
you're
already dead.
Yelling at me for stuff I haven't done.
I'm not even upset. I'm just trying to say, and then you're arguing about why we shouldn't do it that way. And I'm like, why does it matter? And
Well, I
then
didn't
you-
say we shouldn't do it that way. I'm just saying I didn't do it that
Let's
way.
find the end.
They stopped you right in front of the building.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
in front of it.
Yeah.
Let's just go inside. Let's get a warm meal. Let's go to sleep.
You guys enter into a fairly rowdy bar. The lower floor is pretty large, and the bar itself is it's a large rectangular building. In the center of the building stands a four-way bar, like it's a center, it's cubed in. And there seems to be a center shelf inside of it. There are a bunch of bottles hanging up, and there seems to be these hoses that hang down from the ceiling that have little contraptions on them. And you guys see there is behind the bar a taller, thinner, black-haired woman and a younger, probably pre-teens, early teens kid with blonde hair that are behind the bar, and you watch as they like pull out mugs and then grab the hose with the little handle on it, and as they squeeze it, fluid comes out, fills the glass, and then they set it out in front of somebody and are going by each person, pouring bottles. There are tables all around the bar, and on the far side of the bar, opposite of the door, there is a stage where there seems to be a small group of bards playing music.
I'm gonna go actually sit down in front of the stage musicians and just kind of sit and
Sometimes your
stare.
behavior baffles me.
You're gonna sit where?
Sit in front of the musicians.
Okay.
Kind
Yeah.
of almost awkwardly, socially too close, and
Okay.
I'm not gonna blink.
Yeah, there's like some tables set up in the areas in front, and you can tell that some people, like the tables right in front of the stage, are empty because it's a lot louder. Grabbing one of the chairs, moving it away from the table, and instead sitting it right in front of the stage and just sitting down and looking at them.
Crisscross.
And
You
then sometimes her behavior doesn't surprise me at all.
give me an intimidation check.
This one's a weird one.
Do you want to go secure our rooms for tonight?
I think that's the best. Need
Let's see if we
to.
can at least get
That's a 21.
Yeah. They did not roll well. Immediately, one of them starts like that's playing the pan flute, looks down, and immediately is like, like just starts missing notes.
To make those noises.
They start immediately messing up, and you can see one of them immediately like kicks the other in the shin. It's like, and he just kind of like turns away from you and starts playing while like facing the other end of the bar. You've definitely impacted their performance.
The majority of the people in this bar, humans.
You see a mix of humans, halflings, gnomes, a few half-orcs, tabaxi, you do see furbolgs. There is a couple that look humanoid but are much larger in stature. They are why am I forgetting the name of it?
Like a Goliath.
Goliath, thank you. A few Goliaths within the group. You notice a few Dragonborn, a couple, goblins. For the most part, a mix of most humanoid races. You don't see very many elves or half-elves for that end. And you don't see any tieflings.
Can we see anybody who might be watching us a little closer than we would like to be watched?
Give me a perception check. Give me an insight check.
Insight?
Mm-hmm. You're trying to read the crowd.
Yeah. 27.
Not you, but they are very interested in a single member of your party. There are a number of people that have definitely noticed.
Do I see anybody with hands near weapons?
No. But you do notice that there are a number of people that are
I'm watching.
armed. You don't see anybody. It doesn't look like anybody's wearing, large plate mail that you would see in other cities. A lot of people seem to be wearing leather or hide or more natural-esque looking armor. You can tell that a lot of people have bows that are currently hooked onto the lip of their the top of their chair. No, it seems to be a lot more of a curious eye than a
dubious.
Yeah. You don't get the idea that anybody's making, or it doesn't look to be threatening, but more curious and maybe worried, paranoid. They seem to be keep looking up at her, but not quite death glaring.
Sal'enna, you better tip the band well, especially after your little stint there. Just so you know, socially acceptable. Give them some money for playing.
Why would I give them money?
Because you scared the crap out of them.
I don't see any crap out of their shorts.
Touche. Still, it would be a good social gesture.
And you think I care?
I do. On some level.
Can I go to the bar and get a drink and then sit in a back corner?
Yeah, as you approach the bar, the younger kid with blonde hair that hangs down to his ears and kind of like a bowl cut, but just split at the head, or split on the face, looks up, whoa, how's it going? What can I get you?
A drink?
What would you like? Ale? Liquor? Cider? Juice? Milk?
Ale.
Ale? You got it. Coming up. Pulls down one of the hoses, fills a mug. He goes, I've never seen a tabaxi with your color of fur. That's so cool.
Just gonna grab it and put a gold coin down and go sit.
Thank you very much. I'll see you around. Well, you look like a strange folk. How's it going?
Good.
I haven't seen you guys around here before.
No.
I'll take an apple juice if you have it.
Absolutely, we got apple juice right here.
This is the best day ever.
Give me something sweet.
Apple juice!
You want a cider?
Cider sounds great.
Oh, the brambleberry cider is our speciality. We make them ourselves with the berries we grow out back. And he pulls out, and it's just a small corked bottle. And he unpops and hands over to you. It's going to be a gold, and that's going to be a silver.
Oh, okay.
Right, here you go.
Thank you. So what are you guys in town for?
We just got here. We just gotta, meet with the Rangers Guild.
Oh.
Oh? Do you not take to them well?
I don't... No, I don't have anything bad to say about him. Never mind.
I do an insight check to see if he's
Yeah.
lying.
Okay.
Insight of 22.
Yeah, he's holding back quite a lot.
No.
This is immediately his kind of goes from a excitement and wonder to just kind of a, not a look, but a feeling of disappointment.
Was there anything you were looking for in travelers, or looking for...
No. So you guys are Rangers? You work for the Rangers Guild?
We don't work for them, no.
Oh.
We're helping them out with your massive creature problem.
Oh, yeah, all the giants out in the field. They don't bother us here, though. That's
they
not really
don't?
our problem.
Oh. That's
They make
awesome.
more of a ruckus for the other people and the traders, though. Some of the imports of supplies have been slowed down a lot, but we're not too affected by it here.
Oh. Do they like you?
Who?
The giant things? Because they
the
said
giant
they don't come
creatures?
in, but we were just in a town just further south here, and they
Well, the
were-
giants don't get in, and the rangers keep the giant creatures out for the most part, but I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, we don't really work for the Rangers. We're just
That's good.
helping out.
No.
I'm surprised they actually asked us to help.
They're pretty busy.
Yeah.
You wouldn't happen to be familiar with the name Yehan?
No, I'm not. Nobody is. Don't ask about him. And he immediately turns around and walks away and starts serving other people.
Oh. I'm trying to get some.
Here's the thing. If you're going to do that,
We're trying to
gotta
find this
be
guy.
more stealthy than that.
We're trying to find a guy who's stealthy. You can't be stealthy versus.
Yes!
I'm trying to find someone who's stealthy.
How did he join the Assassin's Guild? Oh, right. It was with our help.
Yeah. Y'all did assist in that break-in. Y'all are.
Well, not all of us.
Yeah.
Some of us sat on a
Hooty-hoo,
porch.
motherfucker.
Wait, is that the code sign?
No. Dagger at the
I heard it this
Bob's
time!
coming out of the
Yeah.
sack.
You start blasting. It's still the code word. I just let me find my room
Be careful
and
about
make
sound.
myself comfortable.
Yeah. You're gonna have to ask. You know,
Okay,
there's-
yeah, I'll call over the bartender boy and be like, hey, I like a room.
He looks at you calling over and just ignores you. And eventually, hey, the female, older, adult bartender, long black hair comes over and goes, can I help you?
Yeah, we're trying to get a room for the night.
Oh, kind of looks at your group.
We are with.
Yes.
The ranger said there's a room. for us.
Yes, actually, I have this for you. Pulls out of her, apron pocket 2 keys and sets them out. We already have rooms set aside for you guys. 2 rooms, 2 twins. Upstairs, first and second doors on the left.
Oh, well, excellent. Alright, let's go see our rooms.
Somebody's stuck with Sal then. 2 rooms with 2 twins.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I
Probably me.
dibs on Swifty.
Yeah.
Unless you want to pay for your own room. Sal, same goes for you.
I'll be with Sal.
You guys just head to bed? Or are you...
I definitely want to look around in the bar to see who all might be from the Rangers Guild, which
They all wear their insignia brooches on the shoulder. They're almost like lapel pins that sit on the inner fold of their cloak. And so when they're sitting down and it's furled out, you can very much see the pin. But obviously when they stand up, it folds in and gets hidden along with the rest of their clothing. And so you can tell who's a ranger and who's not. But you have a mix between rangers, what look like people that are just groups of adventurers from the Adventurers Guild. You have a lot of what look like just locals wearing common clothes. A fairly good mix overall.
Are you good at
I-
stealthing?
I want to find whoever is probably the most inebriated and ask them if they've seen any half-elves around
Yeah.
lately.
Approaching one of the inebriated guys. How's it going? What's your name?
Well, hey, I'm Manny. Nice to meet you.
It's a
What's your
good name there, Manny.
Oh, have you had the cider? It's a specialty.
No,
Yeah.
I'm more of a rye and apple juice kind of guy.
Ryan apple juice. Sounds delicious. Hey, I'm new to these parts of town, and I'm looking for a buddy of mine. Is it half elf?
Yeah.
I believe.
Not a lot of half elves around here. That kid's one though.
Point to the bartender? Or
Yeah.
Is he family of the of the staff here, or is this a family
Who?
business tavern? The
Oh,
kid.
the kid, the bartenders. Yeah, that's his mom.
Oh, okay. Where's the dad at?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, well, cool.
I've never seen one around. Just the two of them.
Well, hey, nice to meet your acquaintance. Next drink's on me, and I'll give him a gold coin.
Thanks, man.
Yep, don't mention it.
Alright. Bye.
Yeah. I'll head over to the bar where the main.
As you walk away, you hear a, and you look back, and his head is just down on the table.
Okay.
While he's been doing that, I asked Swifty to try to keep an ear out, especially for the bartender boy talking to his mom, especially after what he said.
You're
Manny
what?
said. I'm asking Swifty to listen
Mm-hmm.
to in between the bartender and the woman bartender. But I'm gonna go sit next to Sal'enna.
Yeah, the kid and the mom.
Yeah.
They don't seem to be talking at all or anything. They just seem to be keeping up with drink orders as people coming up to the table or coming up to the bar.
Didn't know if it would be after you said something.
Do you think you could get them to play Grandma Got Eaten by an Owlbear?
You know, it is worth a shot.
They might play better than what they have been playing.
I will take a gold out and put it in a tip jar.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go, if you take requests, we have one. And it's Grandma got eaten by an owlbear.
Give me a perception check. Give me a perception check. Or not, sorry, persuasion check.
Oh man. 13.
13.
Yeah. Even so, perception.
They kind of give you a side eye and they're like, listen, we appreciate the gold, but we'll avoid the children's songs. We tend to stick to more just musical.
What if I said it's her favorite and it'll get her to go sit somewhere else?
Kind of looks down. You promise?
Promise.
There's like as the song starts to die down, it picks back up with a little tune. Grandma got eaten by an owlbear.
I go, they were willing to
Late
play it,
on
but
a
only if
winter's
we move."
afternoon.
Fine.
Okay.
A weird song with a very different vibe picks up in the bar. And you notice a number of people look over like,
And then she's just bopping. And
Yeah.
they're like, never mind.
okay.
Now you should tip them though, because they
You
played
should
your
tip them.
request.
You just went up there and took them.
I know, but you should too.
Why? They're getting their request. I'm moving away.
Let's go get you some food.
I don't want food.
Okay, let's move away.
Okay?
Okay.
I moved 2 tables back.
You can tell them kind of like relax a little bit more into it. Still kind of keeping a side glance on you, trying to avoid eye contact. As they're like strumming music.
Do you want me to get you a deck of cards?
Why would you say that?
I don't know, you played cards last time we were in a bar. So no, I'm just trying to be friendly.
I'm not certain about you sometimes.
Finish my orange juice.
Okay. Apple juice.
Apple juice. Finish my apple juice.
Sal will eventually retire after him, assume they're already gotten in.
Mm-hmm.
wanders, knocks on a couple of the doors to see if they're full or not, and eventually finds an empty one.
Cool.
Assumes it's hers.
I mean, they were the first doors on the left, first and second doors on the left. So you knock on one, the first door. Just like as you walk up the stairs, first door, knock, 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 open the door. Oh, this is mine.
Yep.
Like sheer luck. Okay. You guys, anything else?
I do want to kind of talk to the main bartender woman about
Okay.
if she's seen or like, is she single? If if she had.
She gives you a glance up and down. She goes, "I appreciate it, but it's not my type."
Well, what is your type?
Inclined to a little less hair.
We have socially inept people in our party.
Oh.
But I'll get you an ale if you'd like one.
Oh, well, sure thing. Yeah, make it a cider.
All right, that's 1 gold.
All right, here you go.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm gonna slide over like 2 gold and be like, you know anything about a half elf around here?
She pauses, kind of gives you a glance. If you're looking for Yehan, I don't know anything about him. I haven't seen him in 5 years, okay?
Oh, wow.
It's the
Long
same
time.
thing I told the Rangers. I appreciate you not talking about him in front of my son either.
Alright, can't do it.
missed that.
Keep it to myself.
Alright.
Take that cider to go upstairs. That's
Okay.
it. Yeah, retire for the night.
You guess?
Yeah.
Sal's
what are you
like
gonna do with those two?
crisscross applesauce on the bed, but like facing the corner.
You're not gonna
It's not like
bite me
rafters or
tonight.
anything,
You don't have to
it just
like
goes to the second level.
Yeah.
suck my blood
Can I ask the
tonight, do
mom
ya?
about the creatures?
She flicks her out her tongue.
How's it going?
Terrence looks at you
Hi.
and goes, "Not a vampire."
Well, no, you need blood for sustenance. I
The
haven't.
Rangers hated
So
here.
you need blood
No.
in a while.
Blood
It's
is
not
like my
Loved by all
water.
other.
It's not the only
No, I
thing.
would say, in fact, they're loved by
As
most.
long as
Yeah.
you're not getting thirsty.
There's not a lot of people that have any hatred
Well,
for the
I'd
Rangers
be
Guild.
at
It's
least
kind of
polite to ask you if I could use your body.
the
for
the base
extra
of our
So
entire
would-
town. If
at
it wasn't
this
for them,
point,
we
feel a
would
little
not be
weird.
able to live here.
If you die,
They provide
and
us
I haven't asked
protection
permission to use your body.
at
Consent is sexy.
their own
Yeah.
city's cost. It doesn't cost us anything.
So
They're
I'm just
willing
saying,
to lay down their lives to keep us alive,
at
and
least want permission from you.
they provide us with good business. So I have nothing against them.
Thanks.
The giant
Well,
good luck,
creatures.
Tennis.
They
Yes.
haven't broached the wall.
Yeah, we'll
or the broached
see.
the forest.
Well,
I'm definitely sleeping with my.
whether they approach it or
One eye
not, the
open.
Rangers keep them out for the most part. I think most of the creatures have learned by nature to stay out of the forest because they get killed by the Rangers.
And the Rangers
Oftentimes,
are
and
tyrants.
she motions over to the on the far side. When you guys walked in the door, it'd be on the far right side. There's a large hearth. And an open stone fire pit that has hot coals, and you can see that there's somebody that is essentially maintaining a large fire and then scooping hot embers out of that fire to feed this like hearth that has a rotating, just this large hunk of
Okay.
meat on it. It goes, actually the Rangers bring in anytime they find large creatures that are
They bring you food.
edible game. They'll bring it in and put it on for everybody free of charge. So
Good
if
to
you
know.
if you'd
we're
like something to
working
eat, it's all free
alongside
over
of
there.
them.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to make sure. We just passed through one town where it's almost on military lockdown from the religious folk, and we wanted to make sure that the Rangers kind of weren't doing that here. and
No,
we're supporting
no.
them.
This is Nyx survives on the edge of the world because its people are hardworking, and the reason the people are hardworking is the town believes in the ability of freedom. We hold town councils to decide public ordinances. There's never a decision that's made without public voices. And the Ranger Corps is essentially a volunteer protection service that allows us to live our lives in that way. And so, to many ends, we owe the Rangers a lot more than they actually get their credit for.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No problem.
You wouldn't happen to have any grilled cheese, would you? It's like bread and then cheese and then bread warmed up.
That doesn't sound half bad.
Right?
We actually have, I have cheese. I've got bread. Bread's a little bit hard of a commodity to get. That's fresh though.
Yes.
We don't have any corn. We don't have any wheat fields nearby.
Yeah.
And that's shipped up. Mostly it comes in the form of hardtack, but if I do get some bread, I'll keep you in mind.
Thank you. I would really appreciate that. I come from somewhere very cold, so I've never had it warmed up. We used to have cheese sandwiches, but it's cold and it would be just perfect warmed up.
I'll keep an eye out.
Thank you. Good night, and thank you for our rooms.
Hmm?
Swift, I'm heading up whenever I'll leave. Yeah, bye.
I think I went up while you were talking.
Oh.
And I'm like,
I need
Hood
to
up,
make
facing
friends
away.
because none of these people are my friends.
I took the far bed and I am facing away.
Yeah. Okay.
We had to talk about consent.
Yeah, did you hear that whole conversation?
I heard part of their conversation.
Okay.
I heard consent is sexy, and that was all I really needed. I was like, okay, guys, getting the right message out there.
No consent is given yet. Stay away.
I'll write some drafts about potential use of
Swifty, do you want to
if you were to die in action.
You remember
Go
last week?
away. Okay, bye.
Let's say this: I'll bring your fresh bones to your friends and family.
Oh, great. Yeah, they would not like that.
I mean, I will return you to a state of bones.
Not gonna give my bones back to my mom. Here's Manny.
You don't think she would want to know?
Mm-mm.
You just think that she wants you to be
I'm
felt
not-
like your great grandpappy uncle bullshit that got carried off by a
As
dragon?
far as she knows, I'm on a long nature walk. And I'm still walking until she gets news that says otherwise. And I'm writing them letters.
Well, I could just bring your bones and say this is the news.
They waste the whole night.
You guys
They
hear
don't even get a
snoring through the
full.
wall.
They don't even get a full rest because they've just been arguing the whole night.
I'm still trying to keep an eye on this one.
Sal's just staring at the corner wall too. She's not even looking at it. She's talking about this.
Yeah. I'd say you guys bed down for the night. You're able to get a long rest, and I think we're gonna call the session there.
Okay.
Okay.
So we should be hopefully back in 2 weeks, depending on my work schedule.
Better be.
Pick up in the city of Nyx, finding a solution to our giant issue.
And then I'm gonna say a few things in a second.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
Whoops.
Well, thank you. I saw a couple of you joined in tonight and took a chance to take a look at the stream here. We have since opened a couple of different platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram. I believe we just had a TikTok made. Yeah, one of our lovely players here has helped do that, and so we're working on getting all that type of stuff set up. We should have our next stream this Thursday, a little bit more about lore mechanics for the Legend of Arcana, our one of two campaigns that we run on this site here, and so going forward, I might depending on the Thursdays and what we're looking at, provide some updates and might snag one of my players for one of the nights to pick their brains about what the campaign's looking like and all that. Also, I think that if we get the chance to on some Thursdays, might pick some brains about the second campaign and might introduce those to you guys as well in the future at some point. Keep a lookout for some updates. We're going to be crafting, and there will be some pictures and potential videos of us crafting a D&D table in the next couple weeks. I think the next full campaign session that we'll be running will be on one of these new crafted tables. And it might not have all the functionality that I want of it for my players, but it will be at least a table that is standing and on its way to being fully fledged. I thank you for your time and thank my players and the DM for running Grasp of the Starved, Episode 1, The Road North.